Wake up, gamers, because you're listening to the Big Think Dimension with Dan and Bob Video Games.
Bob, we've got a job.
Good. KZ Excellent.
Catchphrase.
And Mr. Feel.
Surf's up, space ponies. I'm making gravy without the lumps.
Here on GigaBoots.
Feel?
Yes?
I know you watched some of our Horizon stream. I assume you did not see any of the Frozen Wild stream where Bob ate the cookie pie?
No. What is the cookie pie?
I'm going to post a picture of it first.
Oh, no.
So that way you have a hope of understanding what is the cookie pie. Because Bob, looking at it, didn't quite understand what is the cookie pie. Bob, if you would like to talk about your experience of eating the cookie pie while this picture gets posted real quick.
Okay. Oh, God. I can't look at it. I can't look at it directly.
Because you ate it already.
So
and
it's like a pie with like a cookie, chocolate chip cookie as both crusts, but like some kind of weird nightmare hyper sugar filling is what I'm assuming.
Okay. That's what you would think that's what it is.
And that would have been several points better, I think.
Yes, that would have been okay, I guess. This is something I could accept putting in my mouth. The filling tastes like basically tasteless snot filled with chocolate chips. It's vaguely sweet and really gooey.
I don't even know. Does the filling have chips in it?
Yeah, the filling has chips in it.
Okay.
I touched it before eating it, and it doesn't feel sticky. It just feels wet.
Yeah. So you know how like pecan pie has a filling, right? Feel like
Yeah,
you've had pecan pie.
It's almost entirely sugar, which is why I very rarely eat pecan pie.
Right. But at least it has a flavor, right? Imagine you didn't put the brown sugar or anything in it, and it's like pie filling.
It's just like corn syrup.
Yeah, it's just gelatin corn syrup or something.
Yeah, it's gelatin and corn syrup.
It's not sweet enough to be corn syrup, I don't think.
Yeah, it's really not that sweet, which kind of screws it up even more.
And then the crust is like, it just tastes like the driest thing imaginable. It doesn't have a cookie flavor even. It just tastes like dry pie crust that has chocolate chips baked in.
Well, that's not fair. Pie crust usually has a flavor.
Yeah,
this thing tastes like the world's worst and most flavorless biscuit.
Yes. It's like you made a biscuit without having butter.
Oh, no! And then you put it in a food processor to make it into a crumb, and then you made a pie crust out of that crumb.
Yeah, it's...
Dan, this is screwed up.
Yeah.
I come out here, it was a few days ago, maybe a couple of days ago. I was making a meal.
Mm-hmm.
And then Tosh from the living room goes, "Hey, at some point, make sure to try out this cookie pie before it goes bad." And she gave me that smile, which I called the Dan smile, in which it's like, "Yeah, eat this thing." And she's like, "They had some of it," and I'm like, I can't get a good read on whether or not this is malicious the way Dan does it, where it's like, yes, eat poison. So I'm unsure. But I looked at it and it looked like shit, so I just never engaged with it.
I honestly thought it would be several points better based on how it looked. Like, I did not realize how incredibly bland the crust would be and the filling. That thing's one of the worst pies I've ever eaten.
It was up there with some of the worst GigaBoots eat stuff. It's intense.
It had the mark of the beast on it. Otherwise known as, you got this from a Walmart.
Yes, and they couldn't sell it in time, so we got it on discount.
Oh, yeah, no. I could tell because there's like, do it before it gets bad. And I checked the date and I'm like, today.
Yeah. Bob, you were saying you actually dislike this more than the Beyond Chicken Nugget.
Yes,
Holy
quite a bit. If Stream wanted a reaction, or me eating something bad and getting a reaction, they got it.
Yeah, that's in the Frozen Wilds playthrough, so go find it.
Oh.
Is it like I'm just imagining the episode of The Simpsons where they go to Brazil and Homer's like, "Give me a drink of all your sweetest fruits."
Somehow I've not seen the Simpsons episode.
So he chugs it and starts acting like he just ate like habaneros and starts screaming sweet, sweet, and eating dirt.
Yeah, it's not sweet. It's not.
It's weird how it's not sweet.
Yeah,
it's completely bizarre that the crust isn't sweet at all.
Yeah, the filling, not really sweet. The sweetest thing in this is the chocolate chips.
Which are tiny.
Yeah, they're tiny mini chocolate chips.
Yeah, oh man.
Yeah, I'm glad I didn't have any. The way Bob described it made me feel sick. And it still hasn't passed.
I ate a third of it.
Oh.
A third of that missing pie is me, basically.
That's insane.
Come on, man.
What? What's up? I'm done now.
You could have done so much better for yourself.
I was scared I'd come back today and see more of it gone. Because I know that would just be Dan.
Bob's like, are you going to eat more? And I'm like, you'll know when you come back tomorrow. You can just look at it and you'll figure it out.
You'll also notice that I'm not here. I'm in the ER.
But yeah, I have no idea what they're thinking putting that out. That they're probably going to cut that from things they offer soon.
Good.
Yeah. No,
So if you want to get in.
Oh, yeah. If you want to get in on the cookie pie train, you got to be fast.
Yeah, that's their new McRib.
It is very McRib like, and
Yeah.
that you look at it and you think it should taste one way. And then it's a wet sponge.
Yeah, this definitely was a better alternative than the Little Debbie ice creams, I guess.
I wish the Little Debbie ice cream was. But yeah, aside from that, we didn't really need anything other than looking at the McDonald's menu hacks and losing our mind. Because they're so unbelievably stupid. For anyone who hasn't heard, McDonald's has added a thing to their apps. I don't think they added it to their drive-through menu, but maybe
No,
they
not
did.
at all. It's on there. It's an app exclusive.
An app exclusive menu hacks. And the menu hacks are unbelievably stupid crap that literally no one asked for. I will now read them. So we have the Surf and Turf Plus, which is they will sell you a Filet-O-Fish and a burger. I think it's a Whopper. They sell you a Filet-O-Fish and a Whopper, and then you have to assemble this into a tower of sandwich.
Well, it can't be a Whopper. That's Burger King.
Yeah, be like
Sorry, Big Mac. Sorry, this is the same word in my head.
Yeah.
So they also have the land, air, and sea.
The thing with these, they just sell you the burgers.
They just sell you these fucking sandwiches, and you're supposed to like combine them into this
is so
terrible tower.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
so
you make it
insane.
yourself.
They're like, we'll just sell you the items. Is it cheaper this way?
It's mildly cheaper.
Because otherwise it just sounds like a trick.
It's okay. It's just a 1,330 calorie sandwich because it's a Big Mac with a McChicken patty and a Filet-O-Fish all stacked in it.
That sounds awful.
It's fucking disgusting.
That
Is what it is.
Fucking terrible.
It is terrible.
I'd starve instead.
We ordered the Filet-O-Fish just to see what that was like because we hadn't done that in a while. Bob, what was it you described it as? You're like, it's like the fish aftertaste is the only taste.
Yes, the fishy aftertaste that shouldn't be there if you have good fish.
Yeah.
You just have that. It's all you get. It's
yeah.
also it's soft. It's fried exterior that's somehow soft.
Oh yeah, the Filet-O-Fish is just really soft. It's almost like you stuffed the fish in bread.
Yeah, I used to get Filet-O-Fishes, regularly when I went to a McDonald's. This was maybe 15 years ago.
Yeah.
And the defining thing that had a taste to it was the cheese.
Yeah. No, it's true.
It feels like the cheese shouldn't even be there.
So imagine
Yeah,
then.
did that always have the cheese? I could have sworn there was some point in time when a Filet-O-Fish did not have cheese.
I'm not sure. I think it
Maybe
always
I'm
had the
crazy.
cheese.
Yeah, I've always remembered it being, fish patty with one slice of American cheese on it.
Yeah, I think maybe other places don't do it because usually you don't put fish on cheese or cheese on fish like that. But
Yeah, I was like, just give me like a little bit of lettuce and a shitload of tartar sauce, and that's the sandwich. I don't need yellow American on my fish sandwich.
So you would combine the McChicken, the Big Mac with its two hamburger patties, and the Filet-O-Fish onto this giant tower of disgustingness. And after trying the Filet-O-Fish, I'm like, oh, this is a nightmare. You should never combine these things. And YouTube's like, hey, you want to watch a review of the week? Eat this. And he assembles it. And he's like, I feel really bad for all these wasted buns because keep in mind, there's no room for those 4 extra buns.
yeah,
Those are just wasted. And he's like, I'll probably give it to a raccoon. And then he looks at this tower of a sandwich. And he's like, there's no way my jaw will be able to fit around this to take a bite, but I'll try it for you, the audience. And
Do you think it's like a sign of societal collapse that McDonald's is just like, we're gonna sell you this shit where you have to you're expected to throw away a bunch of the shit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It says something's really bizarre about modern society.
Aren't we supposed to be in the middle of a fucking shipping crisis? You're shipping that shit so it can get thrown away?
Yeah, apparently. We can't sell you the sandwich for cheaper, but we can sell you 3 sandwiches for cheaper and you waste the buns?
Yeah, I don't get it.
Hey, can I order that sandwich without the buns and save some money? No. Okay. But yeah, no. What a nightmare. This menu hack concept. What the heck were they thinking? Like,
I don't know.
I feel like any sane person who has any moral center whatsoever would go, well, we shouldn't do that. They're just going to throw away a shitload of bread.
Like, the only one that made sense to me is what they advertised when I first saw it, was like the breakfast one. It's like, hey, you put the hash brown on your sandwich. Like, yeah, I do. Is that...
Yeah,
is this... are you condemning me, or what's happening?
Wait,
Why do I,
I
order
do that
like
at home.
yeah, exactly. That's called being smart.
I learned it from a Korean street food video.
Yes. As I said, being smart. You get the hash brown and that egg with some ham. Ugh.
So, see, this is bullshit because they weren't brave enough to just put the McGangbang on the menu.
Okay, I'll ask. What is that?
That is when you get a McDouble and a McChicken, and you put the entire McChicken sandwich between the 2 patties of the McDouble.
So the buns and all.
Yeah, buns and all.
Oh my god!
You just have it in one big gulp.
So you have 4 buns, 2 hamburger patties, and the chicken patty.
Honestly, combining the chicken with the burger probably going a lot better than adding the filet of fish to anything. It's like, I really enjoy all these onions with my fish. Ugh. Ugh. Anyway, that's it for food stories for me. That's it. I'm out. I got Bob to eat the cookie pie.
What a nightmare.
It was weird. I said I ate a third of that pie, right?
You're right.
I've never eaten a third of a pie and just gone, what happened? There's no sweetness in my mouth. There's nothing. It's like I ate nothing.
You just ate filler.
Yeah, no, it's weird. I ate sawdust.
Yum.
And wood pulp. Anyways, I think that's it for food stuff, unless Phil brought a knife. I hope he didn't. Okay.
Let me think.
Oh, no.
No, I didn't. I haven't eaten anything bizarre in the past week.
Okay. Well, then I guess it's time to talk about video games. Hey, Bob.
Hey,
We played Horizon Zero Dawn
we sure did.
for 23 hours straight and beat it. And then came back and did the 8-hour DLC or whatever.
Right.
That game's pretty fun. It's neat.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
That's... I think
I thought the story would be better, but other than that, I'm like, the rest of it's okay.
I wonder how good I would have thought the story was going to be if there wasn't this hype squad in chat. Who's like, no, the story's really brilliant, actually. Any minute now, it's going to hit. Because the story is like, fine. It's fine. Looking at the sequel, I expect that thing to be freaking awesome. Because so many different ways that this could be better, they've already shown off it's doing.
Right.
Like,
yeah, at least
grapple.
from gameplay mechanics, it does seem like it's going to be a huge step up.
I mean, hey, man, it sounds like they're solving the doe-eye, like, interactions.
Yeah, the BioWare problem.
Yes.
Of every interaction is, what if we just stand there and do a reverse shot for every single conversation in this video game?
And they bob their head lightly as their cold, dead eyes stare into the middle distance. Yeah, I'm really excited for Forbidden West. Forbidden West, like, so obviously is going to be closer to, like, the game, right?
Right, yeah. It's hard to be excited when it's around all these insane games I am, like, super excited for, but I do. I have a lot of hope for it.
I would simply not be excited for Elden Ring to beat my ass. This is how I avoid it, because then I go, well, there's just Gran Turismo next month in Ollie Ollie World.
And then we just got that trailer today for freaking Ghostwire, which looked really raw.
That's okay. That's also next month. So I just look, Bob. We're lucky Horizon's coming first.
I know. Yes.
But yeah, I don't know. Everything they showed off in those trailers looks really damn good.
Right.
Like, I'm super hyped for that sequel. Like, I really need to see the performance mode, because that's going to be funny, because we just came from playing Zero Dawn at 60
right
in checkerboard 4K. So to go to that, it's going to be like, how do you run at the same frame rate and look absolutely nuts in comparison?
That game looks fake.
It does. I feel like that's going to be the theme of Sony games in 9th gen.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like you said in the game of the year that's actually out now, Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart is an immaculate super game, and that's kind of what this looks like too in the 4K mode.
Right.
It's insane. It's incomprehensible how good this looks. But yeah, I'm super excited for that. I'm also super excited for whenever we get a PC rig up and running to play Oni. Because we needed to celebrate some news happening later. Because obviously they're going to bring it back, right, Bob? Okay, we're done. Hey, Bob, what else did you play this week?
I played something I'm pretty sure no one else has.
All right.
Shoot.
Token Renbu Warriors.
Okay.
No, I did not play that.
That sure is a Bob game.
They put out a demo on the Switch in Japan only.
That explains it.
So I jumped over to that Japanese store, got this downloaded. Had to reaffirm Token Renbu. In fact, not Hakuoki. 2 different franchises.
Yeah, those are 2 different franchises.
Totally different.
How could you mix those up?
I have no idea. They're definitely not about the exact same time period of Japan with pretty boys.
Very different. Why are you...
and fighting undead monsters. Yeah, very different. Not the same series. Just want to show that out there in case anyone else was confused. I was.
I know how many Hakuoki fans out there are confused.
I don't fucking know what that is. I have to assume it's some ancient thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say
it was popular on the PSP, or sorry, the Vita.
Yeah, it was the Vita.
Because I had several coworkers who were like really into it. It's a Otome game.
But yeah, I was gonna say it wasn't that one coworker who like imported Demon Souls ahead of anyone knowing what it was.
No, it wasn't that.
It wasn't that guy.
But yeah, this is a Dynasty Warriors style game with pretty boys who use katanas.
Oh, that sounds great.
They actually are the katanas.
Oh, I figured as much because that's the way you do it these days. But yeah, but some of them use spears, like 2 of them out of this cast. The way the demo works is I get to play as one character for like a one tiny little fight for a tutorial, and then I move to the next character. So I got to play like something like 8 different characters, because each time I switch characters, it'd be like, which of these trees do you want to try out? All the combos seem pretty simplified. Like there's in Dynasty Warriors do the square, then triangle moves. Now each of those is a special attack that you can also trigger by like holding R1 and just be like, I want to go immediately to square, triangle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of neat, but each one is like more fancy and definitely feels more like just, okay, this game's going to be kind of easy.
Okay.
We've simplified things quite a bit.
Is this a Switch? Yeah, it looks like this is exclusive to the Switch.
It's also going to be on PC, but apparently not in America. That version's only for Japan, which seems insane. It should be the opposite, you think?
Yeah, I don't know.
But maybe they just haven't announced the PC version for the United States.
I assume it's that.
Visa localizing this, or
yeah, I'm surprised we're getting any version of this. This feels extremely like Japan only.
This is why I went and looked it up, and I was like, based on this description, is this even coming over? And yes, actually.
I don't even think Token Renbu has an English version.
I don't think so.
I might be crazy, but I don't.
For people who don't know, Token Renbu.
Okay, no, it does. It came out last year, which must be why they're doing this, because they're trying to push it.
Okay, it's a collectible card browser game.
Oh,
yeah,
like through a web browser.
Yes.
Oh my god. Okay. All right.
There's a weird little talking fox. It's very strange and looking and animating.
What did it say?
I don't know.
Said a bunch of Japanese.
Yes, it sure did.
Wow.
Every character talks like they know they're really hot. Like I can't understand what they're saying, but clearly, you know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I know. I was already thinking about that. Oh man, what's the name of that? Oh damn it. Continue, Bob. I have to run and look at it.
Okay. They actually have really good looking sword sheathing animations. Like they put a lot of work into that because every character has a sword that they sheath. Which in other Dynasty Warriors games, this doesn't always go well. But in this, when they actually finish a round or something, they line up the sword properly with the sheath.
Oh, cool.
It's something that it should not be as rare as it is.
Incredibly rare. That's the weapon version of taking off a shirt in a video game.
Yes.
Do you think Horizon Forbidden West will facilitate some of the Last of Us Part 2 shirt taking off tech?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, you know why?
Why is that?
Because that would be horny.
Right, exactly. We cannot have that.
Zero horny zone.
Zero horny.
They will have a giant mech Shiba Inu that bonks you if you try to be horny in that game.
He's got a little bat.
You will in fact put on more shirts.
They have shirt putting on tech, but not shirt taking off.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, you take one hit in this game, and your shirt explodes open.
Yeah.
He was holding back before he couldn't breathe as well because the shirt was so tight.
Yes.
Yes.
And for people who aren't tracking this is all men.
I'm seeing that.
All men. This is definitely a for women sort of thing. It seems neat. It's really simplistic compared to other Warriors games, but I might still check it out if it's coming here. I'm surprised it's coming here. That's crazy.
Yeah, I too am surprised. But yeah, that's coming here in May. So here's the competitor for Forspoken.
Right?
Let's go.
Weirdly, this demo has a bunch of the tutorial levels. It doesn't let me play like a full stage, so I don't know if we're going to see Dynasty Warriors style level battles or if it's going to be much more small encounters, like
like a portable Dynasty Warriors.
Yeah, like a portable Dynasty Warriors.
I feel like a good example of that is what the fuck is it called? Dragon Quest Heroes 1. Because that one was on the Vita and then has really tiny levels as a result.
Yes.
Yeah, that even had bigger levels than what I saw here. So
whoa.
Hopefully it's not.
Yeah, I assume it'll be.
Bad.
I assume once you get out of the tutorial, it will be levels of that size.
Right. But and also, is this all the characters? This might be all the characters. I have to play as almost all of them. This picture Dan posted.
Okay. Yeah, that's the splash art on Koei Tecmo's site for Token Rambu Warriors.
Yeah, so that might have just been like.
I assume there'll be DLC packs or something because it's basically a gacha game.
Let's see.
Right.
15 token Danshi form 5 teams of legendary blades. So yeah.
That sounds like more will be DLC that they'll try to nickel and dime you with.
Yeah, I would like to see their clothes explode. Now that
hopefully they're not too cold.
There's some of the weird art styles weird in this of like most of the characters look like one certain art style, then 2 of them in this game have really huge eyes. Like, you know, they already have anime eyes. They're already fairly big. Mm-hmm. Then these 2 are like half the size of the other guys and have gigantic eyes. It's very strange.
Yeah, I'm sort of seeing what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So Token Rambu originally is like 2D images, right?
Yeah, pretty sure.
Okay. That would explain it a bit. They drew their eye bits bigger. What do I do?
Yeah, I mean, it's like a gotcha thing. So on a lot of things that they'll do sometimes, it's like this character was designed by this artist that we got.
Right.
It's like promo. Come on, do it. Like Fate Grand Order has 2 characters designed by the Danganronpa artist, and they just look like Danganronpa characters. It's really funny.
As far as other things I played, I tried out Bloodborne Psx.
Oh, good.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, it's fan game. Fan demake of Bloodborne as if it were on the PS1.
Yeah.
They designed it as if you were using a regular PlayStation 1 controller, not the DualShock. You cannot have analog sticks. They also did not make the game work if you plug in a PlayStation controller. You have to use the Xbox controller, as far as I can tell. So I'm sitting here using this octagonal nightmare as my D-pad to walk around.
When I saw screenshots, like move the camera with L2 and R2.
Yes, you do rotate like that.
I'm like, yeah, that's the crust.
Luckily, you can turn off their awful CRT filter.
Yeah, not a fan of that.
Yeah, it doesn't look anything like what a CRT ever looked like.
It's funny how consistently that is the case across everything ever.
Yeah. Other than that, the trick weapons don't have a trick. I feel like, yeah, they try and emulate some of the jank of a PS1, but you don't have the weapon that's called the trick weapon not able to transform. Like, you made 2 attacks for it. Just make one of those attacks be the trick attack. It's just weird.
Yeah, that's pretty weird.
And then the description still talks about the trick attack, and it's like, whatever. Yeah, other than that, it's like really, really one-to-one remake. I did not play much of it. I don't know how far this goes. I've seen posts of the boss fight with Gaston, but I did not make it over that far.
Yeah, people were saying it's like maybe the first couple of bosses, so I think it might just be that first area that has like Cleric Beast and the Father Gas coin or whatever.
So that's kind of neat. They put in this system, which I think is actually a good level of having PS1 jank of, okay, you get keys. They go on this key ring. To use it, you have to put the key ring on your quick items and make sure you select the right key on it. And then you don't use the quick items button to open the door. You actually open the door with the regular door open button. It's like, yeah, you sure made this as bad as possible. Good job.
Because at first it was starting to sound like Judgment, because it also has the dumb keyring stuff, but no, it has that extra layer of why? Why are you confusing me?
And they also they have menus that look very FromSoft PS1 game of, okay, here is your item you're equipping. It takes up the entire screen as a 3D object that spins.
Yes.
Cool. Very Tomb Raider.
Yes. I think some of the texture stuff is weird. I'm not the kind of person who knows enough to know, oh yeah, you're just doing something wrong. But like the textures on the hat and other equipment just looks like it's breaking in a way that doesn't make any sense. Like, this doesn't look like PS1. This just looks like it's broken. Yeah, it's neat. You can go download it for free, of course, because it's just some fan project.
Yeah, it's like Itch.io or whatever.
Yeah, I don't remember where I got it. It was just linked from the guy's Twitter or something.
Oh, okay.
And the only other thing I played was the Pokemon Arceus, which I think did you play Feel? Because I know KZ.
Yeah, I also played it.
Okay.
I didn't play a huge amount. I played like 5 hours, mostly just me being like, oh, it's neat. I can just throw something and have it.
Yeah. I think that this game has a bunch of cool stuff. It feels like a kind of skeleton for a real new Pokemon game.
And me going, oh, I don't understand. I think this new battle system kind of has some bad parts.
Oh yeah, the part where you can't, like, if you have multiple Pokemon attacking you, you don't seem to be able to select what you're attacking back. That's clearly just not done.
Okay, so in this, they made it wrong. When you play a JRPG, you select your attack and then you select your target. Here you hit, I think it's either ZL or ZR to change your active target before attacking. And you hit that button, and then it targets another Pokemon instead.
What? It doesn't have that on the UI anywhere that I saw.
Yeah, it does not.
There's a weird there seems to be an invisible turn order where things you do have certain like delays that they don't show you. They allude to it existing, but it's impossible to suss out without a lot of experimentation.
Yeah, you can bring up the turn order in like the upper right.
Yes.
But it
that would help a lot.
Yeah, it will tell you the order, but it's still kind of hard because one, the fact that priority moves still exist in Pokemon here. So if the enemy decides to do one of those, the turn order isn't going to reflect that because they're just going to do their move and then that just gives them something. And also, if you are doing a trainer battle, because they still have those in here, you can like take out a Pokemon, and it's like, okay, that's good. And then something else will come in, and it just has better speed, so it's just going to go next.
I think that's an interesting idea because you can kind of, like, if you're playing Pokemon right, you can cheese enemies by doing that. It's like, oh, I see what Pokemon is coming next. I can switch them to the next Pokemon and hit them with something I know will hit them hard. So I think it's kind of a neat idea to be like, oh yeah, no, they chose something that's really quick. They just own you.
Toward the end of the game, I kept running into trainer fights that, because I guess I didn't have really fast Pokemon, I'd go into a trainer battle. I'd take out their Pokemon. They're like, okay, I'm going to switch. And because this game doesn't, it works as if the old Pokemon games when you set to set. So it's just, they're not going to tell you anything. They're just going to bring them out, which I like. They'll bring out a Pokemon and it'll immediately kill me in one hit.
Yeah.
And that just kept happening constantly to the point where I'm like, I didn't have a plan here. it just kind of happened, which toward the end it started becoming a little bit annoying, but I do like that the pace of battles is a lot faster now, especially when you're doing stuff out in the wild. And since you can move around, you can just take out the Pokemon, and I already start running away as it's taking that hit because there's no reason for me to be there anymore. So I can immediately start getting on my way. They stripped out a lot of stuff in here that I feel like helped in general to make like the single player RPG style a bit better. They also made EVs approachable for the first time in these. I'm talking about like the effort value stuff, where before it was like you beat up this Pokemon and this will be the one that helps your level up stats be good. Now they're just always visible, and there's just a common item that you pick up that you just put on the Pokemon to give them more points, and the points are always shown on screen.
Give them more effort value points in specific categories?
So there's an item that's called Grit, which you get from taking out like some Pokemon in the wild and releasing Pokemon you've captured, because you're going to capture hundreds of the same Pokemon just because you can keep throwing them. So you'll go into your ranch and release like 80 of them, and they drop Grit.
Okay, is Grit a consumable or a held item?
Yeah, it's a consumable. There's no hold items in this at all.
Okay,
that is one of the things that was taken out. But you can just say you use Grit Gravel on your Pokemon. It's like, which of these would you like to pick? And it's all the stats like attack or special attack. And they go up to certain amounts. Like you can get this up to 3, and then the better version of this Grit item will take it up to 6 and whatever. So it's really easy to like build out your Pokemon and make them good without having to engage with an obtuse system. And it's like really easy and fast. I just found the progression of a lot of the RPG stuff they did here was pretty good. And the fact that it's mainly a single player RPG, so trait evolutions are gone, essentially. Like you don't even have to do any of that type of stuff. I also I thought it was funny because of how you're specifically trying to fill out the Pokedex to do certain research requirements, where it's like you need to do this attack with this Pokemon or something like that. They make it so the Pokemon don't evolve when they hit their level. They go, can evolve. And then you just go into a menu and activate it whenever you want.
Yeah, I think that the thing they did with the evolve and the changing moves are both good ideas. Like the change move is great because it's no longer, okay, I learned a new move, I need to go do research right now. It's just you can change the moves at any point. They know all like 8 moves, and you can just switch which ones they currently use.
That needs to that needs to be in every Pokemon game going forward.
Yeah, the fact that I was able to go in there and I kept forgetting that I could go up to my starter and go look at their pool of moves and go, I'm gonna swap these out. And there's a move tutor in town where they're like, pick a Pokemon, and then there's a list of like 8 to 10 different moves that are like, give me 2,000 Pokedollars and you can just have this. And then that adds that to the pool.
That's basically your replacement for TMs in this game.
Yeah,
which is really neat.
A lot of that stuff just made it really easy to be able to just build whatever Pokemon I wanted, and it didn't feel like too grindy in that way, which I really appreciated.
Yeah, it's a weird mix of like those cool like refinements on that side, and then some of this stuff around the build of the Pokedex I think is just done in a really stupid way. Like these checklists go way higher than they should. I shouldn't be getting 25 of any Pokemon. I shouldn't be forced to see 25 of every single or of each move that Pokemon can do. I don't want to feed a Pokemon 10 times. It's like, these things are neat activities. I should do them 5 times at most.
Yeah, I don't know if I necessarily needed to. The catch ones I can kind of deal with because I'm just finding a group and I'm chucking balls.
That's my least favorite because like I don't like having it just I'm filling my ranch with these Pokemon that I'm going to just be mulching. Like it doesn't feel good. At least they give that incentive of getting rid of them gives you stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it gives you Stardust like Pokemon Go.
Yes. But it doesn't feel right. Like it's part of what makes me not feel like I'm building a team, but make me feel like I'm a weirdo.
You don't have to do the like everything on the checklist though, right? It uses like the score system, and then you're complete once you've got.
Well, you get more points if you do more of them.
Yeah.
So
okay. So there's like a complete, but there's still benefits even after once it's complete to keep filling out the checklist.
Yes.
Yeah. From my understanding, from the freaks who got through this even faster than I did, was if you complete a Pokemon's checklist entirely, their shiny chance goes up.
Yeah, that's what everyone was saying is like doubles it.
Where you combine that with getting the shiny charm and hitting post game, you can get the shiny that you want a lot easier. So that's the incentive. But you're doing all the research tasks in the game, and every time you like complete one where it's like you caught a Pokemon, you killed this thing with a move that's super effective against them and stuff. You're building up points that then let you level up your research score, which goes up to 10. And each time you do, it serves as the badges in terms of it unlocks the ability to use higher level Pokemon so they obey you. You'll be able to craft better Pokeballs and stuff. Occasionally the game will gate you, where they're like, this part of the game you should have probably hit this level.
I had no idea it did that. I've
Bob's like, I don't like the game making me look like a freak.
Okay, Bob, what have you done?
I'm not. I'm at 7 stars for this, and I've only beaten 3 of the main bosses.
Bob,
what's up?
I think you only have to get to like 5
to
finish. It's so funny.
I don't feel like I'm because you get a bonus when you bring it all back. Like I don't feel like there's any reason to go back home until I'm going to get at least 2 levels.
Oh yeah, I'm totally in that part where I'm like, I'm loading up on so much stuff.
So KZ, I have a quick question.
Sure.
Would you agree with the statement that this game's 21 hours long? Because you've beaten it, you would know. You did most of it on stream, right?
Yeah, I would say that because I probably played like 5 or 6 hours, 6 or 7 hours like off stream, and both. Yeah, I feel like I was in around the 20 to 24 hour range.
I don't want to look at my save time. It's definitely double that.
And
though.
Bob, if it makes you feel better, the completionist hour length on how long to beat is 71.
Okay.
Yeah,
so,
I haven't engaged with the literally catch everything aspect. I mostly mainlined and picked some Pokemon I liked, leveled up some stuff because, I had to at least reach research rank 6 because by that point I was able to control all of my Pokemon at the level they expected you to be at for like some post-game stuff. Because I finished the game and I also finished most of the post-game stuff. There is some stuff that's just like finish the Pokedex and you can get some stuff, but I did the main stuff in here, which I really like this game a lot. I didn't know how they were going to format this type of game and this like adventure that they're doing with bosses and if it would feel like you're actually like progressing and stuff. And I really enjoyed the story and stuff, even though I have some major issues with presentation and how they do that. I did enjoy like the story that they were trying to tell, some of the writing stuff in general. And I really like those boss fights, even though it's really stupid that you're just throwing fart bags at them.
So did you, for the first 2 of those, I didn't even show a Pokeball at it once. I just was like, I'm just going to show these bombs, and it's just fine. It works.
Excuse me, what? Keep in mind.
Okay, yes.
What is a boss in this game?
So,
what would you...
They are what are they called? They're not alphas. They're
Noble Pokemon.
Noble Pokemon.
Okay.
They're glowing gold. They're going crazy.
And you have a gun.
Yes, basically. You have a ball that's made of the food they like.
Yes.
And you just throw it at them.
It's poisoned, and you're a hero.
Because their idea was, this Pokemon's going crazy. We'll just have all the food they like, and that'll get them to calm down.
Okay.
Yeah,
So-
you show these rice balls in their face repeatedly until they calm down. They have a
Okay.
meter at the top of the screen that's their health bar, and you have a dodge button that has a ton of iframes. So they charge at you, you dodge through them and show 100 of these sacks in their face.
Okay.
And then eventually they're like, oh man, good job, Bob, you're the hero. Our noble Pokemon's covered in grease. We love him.
Yes.
You force fed him 700 CC's pizzas.
It is so surreal engaging with those fights. Because I'm like, this Pokemon's trying to kill me. And it kind of throws me off a little bit. So you're like dodging.
I don't know. I'm like, I watched the Pokemon anime. Yeah, they're sorry to kill you. Jesus.
Yeah, I know, but
it's
I'm
noble,
playing
actually.
a game in which the Pokemon are trying to kill me specifically.
Well, that's why
I
you black
really enjoy the element of like, oh, this Shinx is mad at me. Oh God, he's shooting electric balls that home in on me.
Yes.
The amount of things that are like, here's Hydro Pump or Hyper Beam, and I'm like, oh no, this is not great. But yeah, I really enjoy those bosses, especially some of the later ones. Do some wacky stuff in terms of some patterns where it's like, this is kind of challenging. Occasionally they'll get stunned for whatever reason. Like the first boss is really easy with it, but eventually you'll go through like their pattern and they'll be stunned for a moment. And during that moment, you can throw your Pokemon out and just start fighting it. And if you beat, and you basically just have to defeat them there. And if you do that, that gives them a really large stun where you can just start throwing bombs at them and they do a lot more damage. But yeah, I really enjoyed those bosses. I think that was a nice extra layer to it between that, exploring and catching the Pokemon, and then trainer battles, which are still in, and then they punctuate like parts of the story.
Yeah, they feel super infrequent and not well sought out, but hey.
Yeah, I feel the combat system is really way more focused on the act of the catching Pokemon system.
I'm actually finding it hard to sort of conceptualize what a trainer battle's like in this combat system.
Yeah, it's just like the wild Pokemon thing, but then after you take out a Pokemon, they immediately throw out another one.
Okay.
And it just goes based on that turn order, the like priority speed thing. And you have the agile and strong style system where once you've mastered a move, you have to have like used the move or engaged in combat with it in your move list long enough that you can master it. And then you can either choose to have that move be an agile style or strong style. Agile makes it weaker, but gives you more speed priority, and then the opposite makes it stronger.
Yeah, and most of them take extra PP.
Yes, yeah, they also take some more PP for that, and at least to some like decent like strategies of, I know this Pokemon will probably one-shot me, but I could get another turn doing it like this. So I could probably like sneak in an agile style version of this and then do a strong style of something else. So there's a little bit more depth there, but I really do think, yeah, they need to change a few things about it. But I do enjoy it. It's just a little bit flawed.
It's so few people do it. It's really weird. Like, you're not going to see trainer battles just in the wild. Like, there aren't just dudes hanging out and waiting to look at you and give you a trainer battle
And tell you their opinions on shorts.
Yeah,
yeah, it is only through the story.
It really makes me want like a full Pokemon that is this.
That would be cool.
I'd love to see that.
That'd be neat.
Yeah, I haven't had this much fun with the Pokemon game in a very, very long time because of just how unique and fun it is, and especially toward the end, because they do give you a couple of hard trainer battles toward the end where it's like, yes, we actually have like 5 Pokemon, and they throw some stuff at you that is a little rough, but I really enjoyed it, and just the fact that you can kind of like move your character around during battle and kind of adjust the camera a little bit. I'm like, I like this. I like being able to like control where I'm at.
If you're too close to the moves, your trainer does get knocked over. It's pretty nice.
That's pretty fucking
God,
hilarious,
I love that.
actually. Yeah.
Yeah, I really enjoy that. Also, the soundtrack I think is really good. Some of the late game tracks are nuts. Like, they kind of went really hard on the soundtrack in some ways.
I was going to say, I watched Bob play for about 3 hours and music mostly didn't play.
Yeah, it's super weird that in the overworld, sometimes it'll just stop playing music. and other times it does the dynamic music, which I think is broken.
The dynamic music, to my understanding,
Oh.
plays to denote changes in the time of day.
It just plays the Japanese school bell.
Yeah, it's something like that. But for like battle tracks and stuff like that, I feel like they put some really good ones here, like some remixes of Gen 4 stuff, and then some stuff that's a little crazy. But I came out of that going, that's good. Same with like the art design. Like the graphically, the game looks bad, which, you know, yeah, look at it. But I do like the way some of the art in general kind of looks.
I think environmental art's rough, but the character designs are nice.
Yeah.
And they need higher res textures for everything, because oh god, everyone looks like they're melting.
yeah, there is like a melted quality.
Especially when it rains, it amplifies how much it looks like they're just like melted. It's weird.
Yeah,
That's the thing. You're not actual humans. You're people made of clay.
They also have a cold texture as well. Yeah, they also like changed fundamentally some move stuff that I just remembered, where it's like you use hypnosis and you're not asleep. You're drowsy, so you just have a chance to lose your turn to drowsiness.
Yeah, it's kind of neat.
Yeah, it's stuff like that, and the fact that Stealth Rock is a physical attack. There's no setup in this, so instead it's a move now that just hits you and then is like an effect like Fire Spin or something, where it's like it's going to continually do a little bit of damage to you now.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and they did that for like all the hazard moves.
Gotcha. Okay.
But yeah, there's a lot of really fresh and interesting stuff going on in this that I really enjoyed, despite having some problems with the combat. And this needs to be the last game that doesn't have voice acting in it, because boy, is it really a problem.
Oh yeah, there are several cutscenes where the dialogue boxes just go by, and it's like, oh, I was supposed to read that.
That was kind of my least favorite cutscenes in Sword and Shield, is when it would just auto scroll the text as it does a camera pan or something.
Right? It's like it looks less impressive here too. So it's like, what? I didn't even think I didn't even have an inclination that you would have auto scrolled.
Yeah. They have like they have the auto scrolling text, and they're showing their mouths like moving.
Yeah, mom.
Yeah, they're doing the mom stuff. And there's some really cool like late game scenes that I'm like, if you punctuated with this with voice acting, it would be really, really cool.
Who knows? Maybe they'll figure that out. Maybe Nintendo goes insane, and the normalized thing going forward is, we have downloadable things for voice packs.
Maybe they should just go with what became industry standard 21 years ago.
It's been a while since this was remotely near the standard.
Right.
I would say that once Final Fantasy X came out, it was kind of industry standard to have voice acting in your game.
I mean, that is a bar, yeah.
Yeah, it should just have voice acting if they're going to present scenes like that. If they're going to do a minimalist thing where it's not like that.
Yeah.
But it makes scenes look not done.
Yeah.
Nothing. It will never be worse than the opening of Pokemon Sword and Shield, where there's like pauses and cuts that imply there should be voice acting.
Yes.
And also in Pokemon Sword and Shield, the musical scene where the guy is singing, but there's mic sounds, but no voice.
Yeah.
They couldn't be like the Chad Pokemon Black and White too.
Yeah, you can't step to that. It's impossible.
You can't step to the rocker gym leader.
You can't step to a DS game.
Impossible.
Yeah, impossible.
But
there wasn't even any music in that scene, was there? It was just him swinging the microphone around with there being mic noises.
Yeah, I think so. It was something insane.
It was real rough compared to that same idea in Pokemon Black and White too.
Yeah, I shouldn't be looking at Pokemon and be like, that's quaint.
Yeah,
which is what I felt like most of the time while seeing any cutscene.
But yeah, seeing the cutscenes of this, I think the number one thing to take away, even aside from hyper criticisms, is that all of the different aspects of it add up to this cutscene doesn't look done. Like like KZ was saying, it feels not done.
Yeah,
like it's weird.
Yeah, when you direct a scene like that and it's missing the voice acting, it feels like there's a critical component missing here.
Like there are 4 stages of making a cutscene, and you just showed me stage 2.
Yeah.
Another thing that's weird with the story. Every scene when the main crew is at the diner needs to be just cut out of the game.
Oh yeah, I hate that, and it's following like the trend that I feel like it reminds me of like Trails games and stuff, where they're like, every story section needs to end the exact same way.
Yeah, caps basically every story beat with the main character, professor, and rival sitting at a diner and talking about what just happened. It's like, I know, I was there.
That's truly bizarre.
Yeah, I don't know why. It also plays the
feel
worst
like-
song in the game.
It plays the professor's theme, which sucks.
Oh, it's that theme. Yeah, that
really-
theme does suck.
It's the one track I hate.
I think it's like a weird portable thing because I think the Trails games that are console only, the two most recent ones, don't have that were released in the United States, don't have that element as much. So I think it's like this weird brain disease Japanese studios get where it's like the game's on portable, so it has to have these tightly knitted episodes that's always starting in the same way, and also we have to tell you what happened 5 minutes ago always.
Yeah, like that's the thing with the Sing story constantly. Always starts, go talk to this guy. He will introduce you to a new person, and they will tell you to do this thing. And it's like, it's incredibly like beat by beat the same thing over and over again and boring. You don't get new towns or anything like that because this is all based in ancient Japan. Basically you're the only city.
Yeah.
And you keep going out from here, and it's like you could do something cool with that, but you've instead done this story that seems super repetitive.
Yeah, they don't have they don't have extra villages, but there's like little like small chunk of areas in the game. Even one of the early areas, there's a place called like Diamond Settlement that has like a few huts and
they'll have a couple TPs set up, and you go hang out, but it's not like it's not a town.
Yeah, it is definitely not a town, but there are definitely little spots that go, okay, people are making some attempt here, but the entire premise of the thing is people are just settling here to see if this can work.
Right, and that's not the bigger problem. The bigger problem to me is that the story doesn't present itself well.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And doesn't do much in terms of what you're actually accomplishing. Where it feels like, oh yeah, you just follow this guy's orders once a day.
Yeah.
I'm much more interested in wandering around collecting Pokemon than I am in any of the stuff the commander will tell me to do. I feel like I don't need the main story of this game. You could just have me go back and forth from collecting Pokemon and turn them into the lady commander who gives you rank ups. And I'd be more happy with the game.
Oh yeah, I forgot there was the other commander who's like, come at me, try to throw me, and then he just throws you.
They're like,
which was amusing.
What if the professor for Diamond and Pearl was jacked?
Yeah, I need to go back and look at all the Diamond Pearl designs to know what they're referencing, because obviously every one of these characters is like direct reference to
Bob, you don't remember the character designs in that game you played 16 years ago?
I don't. It's been 16 years.
So, I've heard people tell me that some of them are also from other gens.
Yeah, it's like almost a third of them are from other gens.
Wow.
Where they actually just grab some other people, and I think some of them are like some interesting picks.
I'm going to ask something, and this may be spoilers, hey, KZ.
Yeah.
Does Colress show up somehow? That'd be dope.
I also think
I don't think so.
Okay.
I feel like I would recognize that freak.
Yeah, no, he doesn't exactly blend in.
Who is this guy?
Colress from fucking Pokemon. One second.
Pokemon Black and White 2, he's the quirky scientist.
Yeah, that's why you don't know, because you still haven't
I
played.
still played that one, because they fooled me by making it a sequel
I know who he
game.
is. I know who he is.
Look at
He
this dude.
shows up in fucking Sun and Moon for no reason, and it's like, I'm here, and then he literally like walks onto screen, says hi, and then walks off screen, and that's his involvement in Pokemon Sun and Moon.
He also has like one of the best themes in Pokemon. It's fucked up how good that song is.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Apparently the person who did a bunch, Take, who did the designs for Sun and Moon, did all of them in this, which is why most of them seem to be really good.
Cool.
Yeah, no, the great character design work. Really great.
Yeah.
I'm surprised how many there are. I was worried where we didn't get a lot of towns, we wouldn't have a lot of character designs, but we do have a lot of character designs. I'm seeing new characters every chapter. It's great.
Yeah.
Phil, are you telling me you didn't have a hop reaction to any of the character designs in this?
Yeah, there's no hop jump scare.
But I feel like I get jump scared by my character emoting the same way Hop does his insufferable faces.
Yeah, every emote in this game looks bad.
It's funny as hell, though.
Yeah, I know I love them,
It's
but
so
because
bad.
they're like that.
I'm very glad that you're no longer Ryan Gosling.
This feels like a direct, insecure response to being Ryan Gosling in Sun and Moon.
I'm not sure which one I
also really
like more.
I also really like the beginning of the game where every character's like, wow, it's great you're useful, so we don't have to send you out into the wilderness to die.
Yes, that is a good tone.
Oh yeah, like throughout the game, and especially some late stuff, they try to like dig into some of the themes of Pokemon just kind of kill people sometimes or gravely injure them, but they handle it in a way that doesn't feel like a Pokemon fan game that's really bad. Like it feels like it's taking on some like mature subject matter for Pokemon that feels realistic and like natural, which I for some reason I didn't expect in this. I still expected you're in the past, but we're not going to approach this at all.
Yeah, you can't just post that.
I'm just gonna keep posting ops.
Oh god damn it! I'm not even looking in there. You're fucking posting gold, and I'm just missing out on it. Oh god, it's so bad.
Another thing I have to say, menu structure. Jesus, what is wrong with you?
Oh, I got
a UI designer in here, stat.
Dan.
Yeah.
You played Pokemon for a very long time.
Yes.
You know how you'll go into a menu for your Pokemon and you'll like put the one you want to go first at the top?
Yes.
It doesn't do that anymore.
How do you?
The bottom right, on normal gameplay where you're cycling through items or you can hot swap it to Pokemon, that's what it cares about. So the amount of times I know I'm going up to a trainer battle and I swap something up to the top and they're like, why would you do that? That doesn't do anything.
Yeah, I never had that problem because I was like, yeah, that's the Pokemon I have equipped from a Pokeball I'm using is the one I will battle with.
I've 20 years of muscle memory has broken my brain.
My complaint is how horribly nested all of these menus are. Like, how do I look at my submissions? Okay, I hit the select button to open up the map. I have to wait a second while the map is there, but not loading in the ability for me to press another button yet.
Yes.
I then hit the Y button. Which brings up my missions. It'll start on the main missions, which I never need to select because those are auto-selected and I only have one. So now I hit the right or the R button to bring up the submission menu, which will usually be categorized in some way that's nonsense. It's just a random collection of things.
It is in fact numbered.
They're numbered, but you get them in an order that makes no sense. Like I got mission number 23 in the first chapter.
Yeah. It's really, really insane how they decided to number these quests. And by the end, I had like 40 that I hadn't finished yet.
Yeah, so then you try and scroll through there to find what you're actually trying to highlight, and it's a nightmare. And that's only one thing. Everything is like that. We've put how do you craft items, one of the main features of the game where you need to go and craft more Pokeballs like frequently. Mm-hmm. You have to open up your menu, go to the key item part of your bag, go to then select the item to make Pokeballs, and it's like all of these things I have to do frequently should probably be on quick access of some sort.
We got to talk.
What's up?
We just went through Horizon Zero Dawn. Which one would you say is worse?
Horizon's worse.
Okay, thank God.
Yeah, it rivals it. And that shouldn't be the case.
It should not rival it.
It should not, yeah.
Yeah.
We can do so much better here if you just think about it a little bit
just
more.
look a little bit higher than the carpet.
Yes.
I know. If you maybe iterate just a little bit more.
You have a trainer card, which, has a picture of your face. Mm-hmm. And you can't change it at all. It's locked in with the picture you chose at the very beginning of the game. So it looks absolutely zero like with the character I play as.
That's kind of weird because the other Pokemon games let you, like even Unite lets you update your...
I know.
What? That's really...
It seems not done.
That's bizarre.
Yeah, I know. I Googled it immediately where I'm like, where do I go to... Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was like, maybe I have to unlock something in the photographer's place. No, nothing here. No. Okay, yeah, it's just not in the game. That's insane. I now have a picture of a weird brown hair kid. It doesn't look anything like me. It's my trainer card forever.
Yeah, I know. It's just it's really weird.
There's a system for easily pulling up the Pokedex to see all the things checklists you need to fill out. Mm-hmm. You just hit down on the D-pad while you're targeting a Pokemon, and you just right to that Pokemon entry and everything you need to do.
Yeah.
You can only target a Pokemon from extremely close. So if I see a Pokemon 20 feet away and I'm like, I need to know what the checklist is for this guy, I don't want to get close enough for him to spot me before I know.
Right.
That's impossible. I have to just open the Pokedex and look through it alphabetically for him. It's like, no, I need a scope or something so I can highlight him.
Well, the Pokedex is nearsighted.
Yes.
They can't see that far.
Yeah.
That's why Ash always stood like 3 feet away from them. And he's
Yeah.
like, what the fuck is this thing? And it's
what-
just staring at him and saying its own name. Onyx.
It has, like, the-
He's
it has, like,
I don't
the
know. What are you?
It has like the camera of the original Kinect. It doesn't work.
Yeah. This is all.
You try to have it identify a Jinx and it just doesn't pick it up at all.
There's a reason color-wise, it's very similar to the fucking Game Boy camera. That's how good it is. It's like I got 4 shades.
Ash is like, this doesn't work at all, but I can put funny things on my own face and print it out.
He's like, this is great. I'm a scientist.
But yeah, that's
Yeah.
like I was saying. I think there's a ton of cool ideas in this. And this is a great skeleton to make a real Gen 9, like feel like an amazing game. It feels.
I mean, that's promising to me.
Yeah, like this feels like a stepping stone.
Because the first time I saw Arceus, I'm like, I feel like that's where they were trying to get with the wild areas in Sword and Shield.
Right. Like
so to hear that this is like getting there, right?
Right. This feels like that evolution.
That feels cool.
Right.
Yeah.
That makes me optimistic.
I like that that it's similar to both of those, where they're like, we have the wild areas, but we're still doing routes, we're still doing gyms and Pokemon League and all the mechanics of Pokemon. And with this one, they went, it's nothing like that at all. We stripped out tons of things that they feel would hold back a single player RPG. And I'm like, this is.
I don't feel like it's for holding back a single player RPG. I really don't. I feel like it's just this is what we can accomplish on our timeline.
Yeah.
We can't make a Gen 9 yet, but this is what we can do.
Yeah, well, I have to question like some of the things they stripped out. Why else would you like take some of these things out? I feel like they just function as is. Like, why would you take out like abilities and like hold items and stuff that have existed forever?
Yeah,
It
maybe.
just simplifies it. It makes it easier to approach.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's definitely streamlining it for sure, which, removes a little bit of the tactical depth, I'm sure.
yeah. I feel like since they didn't really have to focus on it being a PvP competitive thing that's going to be used in their competitive leagues and stuff, they could focus on what worked for this game that they were trying to build.
Oh, I wouldn't think the PvP would play into that because that's like held items have been in Pokemon forever. It's not like they were invented for PvP.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think that all these things are just ways of optimizing it, and optimizing it like they shouldn't be considering the multiplayer like tactical high end stuff at all when making a new Pokemon.
I mean,
if I'm
honestly,
being completely honest, yeah,
you can look at Sword and Shield and see they didn't.
yeah. There's also that of like they clearly don't actually care. So just
But there's all that stuff in Sword and Shield with the EVs and shit.
Yeah.
I mean, they've been streamlining EVs and shit since 6th gen.
And they keep creating new hold items and stuff that are specifically designed for competitive because they add these new dimensions of you put this on and it does this and this for specifically stuff you would never use when playing a mainline Pokemon game, where it's like, this thing helps specifically in double battles when you're doing this and this. Like, it feels like that stuff's always like focused on the competitive aspect.
Yeah,
and they didn't really have to worry about any of that here. So they're just like, oh, we'll streamline this stuff instead.
I always viewed held items as like Pokemon's extremely reductive version of equipment, right?
right.
Yeah.
Because it's an RPG. But held items are just, you can have one piece of equipment. Here you go. You get to choose what is important about this Pokemon to you. EVs and IVs are just for crack addicts and always have been.
Yeah, and like, yeah, it like that doesn't seem like something you take out just because it's single player. Like Dan's saying, it's part of an RPG mechanic layout, and you just remove it because you want the game to be easier to approach. Like,
Yeah, because that definitely streamlines it a bit.
Yeah.
Like if you're also like, to some extent, it seems like you're mulching Pokemon a lot in this. Like you were talking about catching like 25 of them and then just letting them go.
yes,
I feel like maybe I see the goal of this game not even really concerning itself with held items. Like that doesn't occur to me as something important to this experience.
Yeah, no, because there's like the trade evolution items. You just use them on the Pokemon and it activates their thing to evolve. Like I made a Magmortar that way. And the berries and stuff are just used in the wild as like distractions or crafting foods that will distract a Pokemon for longer. So which is especially good for those like big Pokemon with the red eyes, the alpha Pokemon. which you'll tend to want because it's just a bigger version of a Pokemon, so it looks hilarious when you're standing next to it.
Look at my giant weasel.
Mm-hmm.
He's so big.
That was the way that I was able to grind for post game because I found the one that's a Blissey, and I'm like, this is gonna give me some good stuff. I just throw my Pokemon at its back and it stuns it, so it can't move for an entire turn.
I think that the stealth mechanics are surprisingly decent. It feels better than Horizon.
Yes, actually, I really enjoyed the stealth stuff, and then they also give you their version of repels, which is like a stealth spray. And you like combine that with the distraction items, and it's like, oh, you could actually like engage with this and screw over some Pokemon.
And you have a smoke screen so you can make like more things to hide in, and it's neat.
Yeah,
they clearly had ideas, and I want to see most of this pulled forward into like a full game.
And the dumber a Pokemon clearly is, the easier it'll be to get past them. Because Blissey clearly has no peripheral vision, but that Gardevoir Alpha Pokemon can see me from a mile away. It's like, no.
I sensed you.
No, I sense you, and a lot of you people are creepy.
Did you want to say anything else about it, Field, before we move on?
There's weird graphical issues with it sometimes.
Oh yeah, constantly.
Oh, there's Bob.
So many.
Bob, have you been in a dark cave yet?
Allegedly dark.
Okay, when I was in an allegedly dark cave that they made me walk through, there was a weird white dotted outline around my character.
Okay, I didn't get that. I got the epilepsy when sometimes when it goes from day to night inside a cave, it seems like the lights just flash on and off real quick.
Oh yeah, they made me go into a cave and there's like some white sparkly stuff around the character, but it kind of looked like when you magic wand a render that has a white background and there's like chunks still there. It kind of just did that in some weird ways.
There's just a constant like I've gotten weird times where characters have like weird halos around them.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's some times where I'm like, man, that grass I'm standing on is freaking out.
You know something it does that Horizon doesn't do? If the camera gets too near a grass or a tree, it'll go transparent.
Yeah, I feel like most video games shipped in the last 5 years have done that.
Okay, you remind me of something that's just broken with this game.
Mm-hmm.
I have alpha Pokemon in my party, so I throw them out. My Dusknoir's so big that when he comes out, you don't see him because the camera's inside him. So it pops out and it's like, there's nothing there. And then it cuts to the camera of the next thing and he's right there. And I'm like, is it because he's a ghost? No.
Let's see. I was going to mention one last thing. People tweeted it at me a lot. Neo Turf Masters came out on smartphone.
Okay.
I tried it. If you hit the buttons, the audio stutters.
Yeah, that was a nightmare.
I get that it's $4. I don't regret spending $4.
I would,
but it's pretty rough because you'll putt and you'll be less than one notch away from it. So you'll just be mashing A to do the instant putt, and the audio will just shit its pants. So not a great port. Maybe it works with a Bluetooth controller, but even if it does, that's not how I fucking play my phone games. Yeah, now I've actually talked about everything I played. Bob, you said Arceus was the end of you talking about everything.
Yeah, that was it for me.
KZ, is there?
That is it for me.
Okay, Feel.
I've been busy with work, so it's just been I can play Pokemon Arceus, and sometimes I can play 30XDX. That's it.
Cool. Yeah, 30XX went on sale recently, but by the time this comes out, of course, it's off sale.
Yeah,
of course it won't.
Did you
it's already off.
Did you successfully buy it, Bob?
Yes, I picked it up before that ended.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
That and Spark the Electric Gesture.
Oh, hell yeah. Nice.
1 and 2.
Nice.
Yo.
Dude, I've been wanting to play those for a while.
Right?
You know what else I've been waiting a while for?
What?
The Podlords.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, fuck.
The Podlords.
Ah.
Just because I've been waiting a while doesn't mean I was prepared.
No one ever is.
No, I can prepare you for what is the Podlords.
Yep.
Unfortunately, you must be shown the Podlords. Podlords such as E. Lee Broyles. Oh my god. Are you serious?
Wow, already.
Yeah, already fucking
Off to the races.
burning Pepsi Man.
No.
No, stop giving him more power.
Please stop praying for my Pepsi. Corey Brown, Red Blaze 27, Neon Juicifrost Evangelion, Suzu Shiro, Emperor Zero, Shiba Yagato, Sega Snipers waiting to shoot Ken Penders if any of his NFTs sell.
Don't worry, I don't think you need to worry about that.
Goofy's full name is George G. Geef until he took his ex-wife's name in marriage where he became George G. Goof.
That is all correct.
101 Shades of Wonderful Remastered. Just a regular Gary.
Oh, hey, Gary.
WTF, Spider-Man. The gaming industry.
Don't worry about it.
Fine. With everything going on, it slipped my mind that it's been 3 years since BTD started. Congrats, lads, and here's to many more. DFW 3K. On the hunt for an obscure Russian ? Candy I got in a grab bag one time. Wish me luck.
Oh no, this sounds scary.
Yeah, that's actually genuinely terrifying. All of us by the end of the Metal Gear Solid death streams. It's punished Mewtwo. Kristen. Tonberry don't need no Pokemon to dethrone a god. That's really good art.
God.
Thornberry's crackling with the energy that makes you crystal and explode from Stranger.
Yep. God Hand Steam Deck Edition. Unexploded. So go get the hit game Vampire Survivor. It's very fun and only $3. Buy it or I ban you from the Discord. Kyle Bjork. Lordy got a PS5 right after the passing of the guy who got her into gaming. Thank you, Dad. I love you. Oh. Iron Aggro. Blig de Blue. Schlig des Poo. Forsooth, I doth humbly accept the 4th place Goaty Award on behalf of all mine comrades.
I'm impressed you got through that. That was pretty good. They could have gone way worse with the words on that.
Monster Hunter, Ryzen, and Raiden. Using my off days to mix Mountain Dew Spark with vodka and cracking Pokemon in the back of their skulls. Just so you know, it's a gift that spins.
Based.
BN12. Jordan. I'm surprised it wasn't that other person talking about drinking Mountain Dew Spark vodka. Cooper Tank. Holy shit. Bat Dragon.
Yo!
Okay.
See, I went with Bat Virgil, but yes.
We forgot.
Seeing Zoomers bring that up, being like, I don't know what this is. I'm like, oh God, I'm melting. I'm melting.
Yeah, that's way too much.
You're just praying, please don't ask for context. Please don't ask for context.
Sweating.
The context is really funny, so I love talking about it.
AG stuck in quarantine for this week, so let this hopefully not murderous shoe bill watch over you.
I don't know. It's pretty worrying.
It's pretty murderous.
I'm locking
Is
the
that the one? Is that the one from the DMC 5 render?
Guardian, I've received word that we are to become the Halo Killers.
Again?
Drive type cam. Zas infected by the VTuber disease.
Terminal.
Become a podlord to slap her bald head.
Oh, that
Not
one.
again.
Indigo Psych celebrates his 1-year anniversary of podlordship, sending good vibes as we enter the video game hell month. Broke Game Pass, woke Apple Arcade, bespoke New York Times subscription.
Not a chance.
Yeah, surely they'll pay for the New York Times subscription with this.
Evil Raccoon.
Oh no.
Is that an alpha?
Yes, actually, it has hyper beam.
He's gonna pull out all your organs.
Yeah.
He is, Jesus. A raccoon getting ready to make some deliveries at his new job. Wait a second, which one's the real
Oh
raccoon?
yeah,
Podlord?
fucking evil Lucario.
Wait a second. Oh, evil Lucario tricked us. He's the evil raccoon.
I don't know which one to shoot.
Might as well just do both, I guess.
Oh no. My grandmother once said, even in a world full with only with enemies, there will always be someone you must protect. Aspiring but massive.
I'm keeping it in.
I don't know how I can read this, Podlord, this many months in a row and then just choke.
Yeah, I know, but Blig to Blue, so easy.
So easy. Why wasn't it you, Blake to Blue? It would have been easy. Aspiring Bamanian bastard, Shinji16 wants to remind you that you matter, you are valid, and you deserve to be happy.
Oh.
I have come before you, bitless. This Podlord got no bit.
Oh,
Bitless money spends the same as bitted money.
That's true.
Thank you.
Virvarm and Etcha Sketch. Thank you very much to our Podlords.
Thank you, Podlord.
Thank
Thank you, Podlord.
thank you.
Sans bits or otherwise.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if you'd like to become a Podlord, you can go to our Patreon at patreon.com/gbpodcast. For as little as $5 a month, you get access to many benefits such as early access to Chugging Bleach and Mondo Cool, our 2 anime review podcasts, extended armchair dev pitches and gamer premonitions when those shows force us to leave ideas on the cutting room floor, and a patron exclusive show, 1 per month, where you get to decide on what good or bad thing we watch and then make content on. That's patreon.com/gbpodcast. And if you don't have any money, you can always help us by spreading the word. And if you don't have any friends, you can.
Come on.
I had something and I lost it. Let me try and fucking pick it up off the floor.
Okay.
You can accidentally kill your sister trying to kill your abusive father and then get sent to a mental institution and then hallucinate that the mental institution is actually a brothel that you
Okay.
have to dance in.
Yeah.
And then you can make a bunch of friends with the other workers at the brothel and somehow have a complex scene that involves you doing multiple 7th gen fight sequences.
Okay.
And then at the end, you can decide that no, you're actually not going to escape. You're going to let somebody else escape, and then you get lobotomized by John Hamm. Patreon.com/gbpodcast.
How does this get you,
I
Fred?
forgot. Don't worry about it. I forgot to say this during the fucking What We Played thing, but I watched Sucker Punch.
I'm sorry.
What a weird thing to bring up right now.
I'm sorry.
I'm not going to talk about it that much, but I have to bring it up because fucking Tamim watched this, and it's where the DMC came from.
They have similar energies, yes.
Yeah.
The main fucking does anybody give a shit if I spoiler Sucker Punch, the movie from 11 years ago?
I think it's a little too late for that question.
Yeah.
Go right ahead.
That's true, but at the same time, I actually spoiled nothing.
Wait, what?
So the main character, first of all, she has the exact same makeup as Kat.
Yeah. That's just how every
not
single Ninja Theory game started looking.
But what really kills me is that she escapes at the end by allowing herself to become lobotomized, which is very, very similar to Kat's story arc of I use my psychic powers to get away from the abuse.
I like how I now
And
understand the reference of the previous segment.
And also all the color choices are all very similar. Also, I'm pretty sure Zack Snyder saw the Oni-Chanbara movie, and that's also where this came from.
Wow.
Cool.
That movie is bad. It would be better if you cut out the 20-minute completely boring nothing happening intro and just skip to the part where Stick from the Netflix Daredevil tells her to fight these 3 giant undead samurai.
That sounds wrong.
And if you didn't know, this movie steals the opening fight scene on the train from Final Fantasy 13 almost exactly.
Wait, this game. I thought this would be before that. Is it not?
This was 2011. Sucker Punch is 2011.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't know going into that movie that it was just 4 really big 7th gen cutscenes.
Yeah. I remember when that thing was coming out, it was like, it looked really bad, and it had that air of like, it's made for anime fans, so people would be like, yeah, this is something you would like, and it's like, no.
I was gonna say, I think KZ should watch it. I don't think anybody else on this show should.
Yeah, I watched it when it released. It was like, yep, this sure is pretentious and also stupid.
No, I saw like the posters for it and went, this looks fucking awful.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, KZ, but you'd like it because it's really bad fight scenes with hilarious effects.
No, I don't need that. I just need clips of fights from the CW.
That's true.
That's where I get my shit. I just check in on what's going on over there.
I never seen it, have no interest, don't know why I should. So this will be how it continues until I die. Unless terrible things take over.
Yeah.
We ready to move on to news?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
cool. We got news.
Yeah.
Big breath to just say that. You know what? Let's fucking get it out of the way. Bob and I alluded to it earlier. PlayStation, because if we're going to call Microsoft Xbox, we're going to call Sony PlayStation, has acquired Bungie. KZ, you have some details?
Yeah, so PlayStation shows their intent to, they're buying Bungie for $3.6 billion.
Okay, go on.
Okay. Destiny 2 is going to stay multi-platform, and they also say it's going to expand to other platforms. I don't know what other platforms are left. A Switch version would be funny.
Brain space? I don't...
Yeah, I know, brain space. Bungie is going to be retaining its independence and will be self-publishing, and their future games will not be exclusive to PlayStation.
Okay.
Sony is PlayStation is putting $1.2 billion into a retention incentive plan to keep the staff at Bungie.
That's interesting and cool.
Yeah. Where it's like, in an ideal world, people did the math. It's like, in an ideal world, if they did it equally, every person on staff would just get $1 million. That won't happen, but at least they'll get some nice little bonus.
Yeah.
If for them deciding to stay, which I think is smart. If you want people for their experience and
Yeah, if you buy a company, this should be like 0.1 if you're buying like a game dev.
yeah,
You'd have to be really stupid to not do something like
Yeah,
that.
especially
you
where
see
this
it
is
constantly.
a place that has no IP worth owning.
I mean, the number one IP was
Destiny
Halo.
still has a lot of players.
But yeah, Destiny has cachet.
They
As
don't
I
have,
said,
they don't have $3.6 billion worth of IP.
No developer, single developer in the world has $3.6 billion of cachet.
yeah. As it turns out, that like a third of what they bought them for is strictly for this retention incentive plan, which I think is hilarious.
I mean, that makes sense. If you're going to buy them, you want the people that make them, right?
Yeah, and they were talking a lot about how it's like they want to do, they want to work on like games as a service style stuff, like live service game stuff. They need that experience, but also they want to work with Bungie Bungie has already announced well before this that they wanted to do transmedia stuff. So it's like, of course, they would find the Sony thing appealing because Sony is starting the PlayStation Studios thing, and they're linking that together. And Bungie's already put like celebrities in their games anyway.
That's true, yeah.
It's so weird to be like, yeah, we need Bungie for our live service game. It's like, I know that they have the most well-known one, but it's kind of the biggest trash fire. So I hope whatever they're working on is proving to Sony that, yeah, they know how to do a live service game. Because imagine if if other live service games we have no new content for 6 months, buy the expansion.
That's true. They probably run the only live service game. Well, I mean, the problem with Destiny 2 isn't that. The problem with Destiny 2 is they keep deleting content.
Oh yeah, that's another problem for sure.
Burden, but
Yeah, but they still like make they put out the expansions, and then they do like the seasons where they add new missions and cutscenes and story, and it still goes. It doesn't like stop when that expansion's like out. Like they're still regularly putting out stuff for it.
I feel like compared to most games as a service, their drip feed of content is slower, but that's because they do the expansion stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. At the end of the day, the way I look at it, Bungie has made some of the greatest feeling shooters ever.
Right.
They understand how to set up a thing that's cool and self-important. Like Destiny is that, if nothing else. Halo is that, if nothing else, right?
Right.
That next thing they must be working on must be pretty damn good if they can net $100 million in just funding from NetEase.
Yeah, because
And this kind of cash from Sony.
Yeah.
Yeah, that new IP where it was like NetEase gave them $100 million, and I thought that meant that they kind of didn't want to get like
This.
but apparently not.
Apparently, this was enough money.
Yeah, I'm like, how much of this money actually goes to buying out NetEase's share? Like, question mark. Is that a thing? Is that an element of this?
Yeah,
If I was Sony and I was spending $3.6 billion, probably wouldn't want to share.
No.
I think the fact that their statement came out of "we're being acquired, look how good we have it while being acquired" was I'm like, yeah, this is certainly a lot better than what you were dealing with Activision or the traumatic experiences you had with the other guys.
Yeah, they fought for
that.
their life at Microsoft.
Yeah, it was
And
just,
obviously, it's a mildly different Microsoft now than it was back then.
yeah.
But just go back and listen to any documentary about their integration into Microsoft, and almost all of them, they're like, yeah, so we had to fight to not be literally moved into Microsoft headquarters.
The fact that during both instances of them leaving Microsoft and leaving Activision, the entire staff started popping champagne and celebrating.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm glad that they'll get some extra like stability here, and I'm really interested in what their new IP is going to be.
Yeah.
It's just more eyeballs on that.
For me,
NetEase gave them like $200 million when we first started Big Think Dimension.
Yeah, I guess that
I'm just
happened.
wondering if they're just fucked.
yeah,
I wonder what all that entailed, because yes, the first episode of Big Think Dimension, the biggest story of that was Bungie leaving Activision.
Yeah, I was going to say I'm really glad that Activision didn't get to pull an Infinity Ward on them somehow, because
Yeah,
God knows they were intending that.
Yeah.
But they couldn't figure out a way to do that.
There's something so funny about it. It's like Bungie escaped Activision, and between the two of them, somehow Activision got bought first.
Yeah, like
By a mere 2 weeks.
I feel like I would feel like puking right now about this news story if it was.
Oh, yeah.
Activision successfully bought Bungie years ago. Bungie is now owned by Microsoft again. Like I would be vomiting.
It's like, we're
feels
moving
so
to our
bad.
new home, and it's like, no, not my hometown. No.
There's this moment in the Clerks cartoon where they leave a room and the door just says "Burn Ward." And they look at each other and they go, "Ugh, let's get out of here." And they walk into another door. It slams behind them and it says "Another Burn Ward." That's kind of how this would feel. This would feel like you just went through a lot. You just escaped that. You're back there. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at least it's not that. And when you think about like developer acquisitions, right? Two things that I want to talk about. One,
Yeah.
Sony is really picky with who they acquire. You know, it's generally people who've done quality stuff with them in the past. And when I look at Bungie, I genuinely see like a developer who's up to snuff with Sony's first party, right? Like they relatively hold their own against Insomniac and Naughty Dog and stuff.
Yeah.
Destiny 2 content plan aside, they definitely make quality feeling games with amazing stuff in them that holds its own against that.
Yeah. Yeah, if you took out the deleting of old content, it would be pretty solid, because every time I go into their game, I'm like, this is insanely polished, and I'm having a great time shooting things.
Yeah, no, it feels great. And it getting a 60 frames per second patch is dope.
Yeah, it felt like it was a real video game.
The second thing I want to talk about, because everybody brings it up, of course. Insomniac was acquired for a little over $300 million. And that's because they didn't wait till the pandemic.
They paid pennies to get the greatest reward ever.
I know. They literally bought the best version of Insomniac, which was already a great developer, for pennies on the dollar.
They're like, we paid a quarter of $1 billion to get one of the greatest development studios. That's it.
Yeah.
That was it, period.
Yeah. No,
where it's just like
a sentence of fucking...
Yeah, the thought that Bungie is worth so much more It's
10,
crazy.
10 times as much money.
Yeah, 10 times as much money. It's like they put out 2 games over the last 12 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
One of those was a complete tire fire.
But these aren't comparable.
No.
Those are pre-pandemic dollars versus post-pandemic dollars.
This is after everything has gone completely insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know nothing about finances, but I kept seeing posts about how the way money is right now,
Yeah.
that people just need to throw their money at things, or else they're just wasting it.
Yeah.
So there's some type of incentive there, where it's just like, might as well.
Yeah.
I certainly wouldn't do it the way Microsoft is doing it, but
I mean, if I was playing a strategy game, an RTS, and I needed to be the most cruel person I could, yeah, sure. But being a human,
yes,
buying up a third of an industry is weird.
Yeah. Okay. The last part of this entire thing was Jim Ryan publicly announced, as if it's like a hype cycle, the threat that we should expect more acquisitions.
God, when will this stop?
And then I lost it. I assume Phil wrote this of Jim Ryan announces he is going to hit you.
Yeah.
There's no might here. He is going to hit you. He has no manners.
And I have to remind people of this. Money's not real, so anything you think Sony isn't actually able to buy, they actually are. like money is not real. Like Sony could go $10 billion into debt to buy any fucking company pretty much they want, and it's not real. It is not real. I cannot stress it enough.
Yeah.
It isn't real. You think no, well, it's kind of not real, but a little bit it is. No.
Yeah, it's just money's on a whiteboard. Numbers on a whiteboard. Just who knows? Anything could happen.
Hypothetical profit forever, ever.
Yeah, I can't
Like
remember.
Sony couldn't buy Capcom. I guess they could. They could just fabricate fake money because it isn't real.
Yeah. I don't know if that's the direction they want to go.
Yeah, I don't think.
Who knows? Everything's
yeah,
insane.
yeah,
We
I
thought
don't-
Bethesda
like-
was the end of that.
Right?
Yeah,
like,
I know. I just wonder with Sony specifically if they're ever going to go after a publisher.
Yeah, I don't know that they will, because you get a lot of stuff with that. Like, we constantly talk about, like, why would Microsoft buy Konami? They would just get a bunch of gems. Like, that's kind of how publishers feel, where it's like you're not buying the most talented team. You're buying a publisher owns all these developers.
But yeah, they do seem a lot more focused on they want the talent.
Yeah.
Like that's
Yeah.
even this.
But once that Activision sale closes, like 40% of Activision's going to be laid off. Like they're not going to keep
I know.
like all the people with redundant functions that
And yeah, and
they already have people for.
exactly.
They showed there was like a graph, like the wheel shaped graph. That's like, here's what Microsoft Game Studios is composed of with all the acquisitions, and they're like, Blizzard takes up 52% or something like that.
Really?
Because Blizzard has like 12 or 1,300 employees or something insane.
Huh.
Which is weird given that they seem to have these issues with shipping video games. But
Yeah, that's pretty strange. Maybe that's a part
It's
of
almost
it.
like
Maybe they're too big.
it's almost like when all your leadership are deranged sexual predators. It's really hard to get products out the door.
Also, that and Kotick apparently keeps putting you on projects that he then cancels,
yes.
which
So-
is what the producer over at Overwatch said on Twitter.
Yeah, yeah. I just thought I was going insane when I saw that. I'm like, they are most of Microsoft at this point. If and when that deal goes through.
Yeah, another thing I wanted to bring up, like, when somebody in chat told me about, Sony's putting $1.2 billion into like a retention incentive plan for staff at Bungie. I'm like, that makes sense. Sony has an eye on talent. How do you think they got all those people back from Microsoft? Like when they got the Insomniac guy back from like the quadruple A Perfect Dark.
Oh my God, I forgot that happened.
So part of me is like, I think Sony's new attitude is we're literally going to start paying top tier talent like they're celebrities.
Yeah, I mean, how do you think they got Cory Balrog to come back?
I know.
And stay.
And stay. That actually is the huger thing for me. Where they're just like, we'll give you your game, we'll give you a shitload of money. And I'm like, good. You're going to get a good game then.
Yeah, I Microsoft definitely doesn't seem to be going for that, but you can even see other companies doing that. Isn't NetEase was the one that poached Nagoshi from Sega?
Yes.
where it's like, we want you. We will name the studio after you.
Yeah, exactly. It's very smart. They're starting to get it, and they're starting to finally pay and treat these high-level people like they're celebrities, which is what Jason Rubin had a meltdown about 21 years ago.
I'm like, here comes the Jack car.
Somebody posted a comment on the final part of the Jack month in the last 2 days where they're like, holy shit, I can't believe I'm watching a video of Jason Rubin seething on stage about not being treated like a celebrity. And I'm like, oh yeah, we did watch that at the end of that video, didn't we?
Yes, it's very important to do that.
See, all he had to do was stay in the industry for like 18 more years.
That's all.
That's all. But yeah, no, I think this is great. Hell yeah, pay your top talent shitloads of cash. Do anything and everything necessary to make them happy and get them to make a game. Unless their name is Ken Levine. That man has had eons of rope.
Don't worry, the game will come out and then not be good.
Nothing is funnier than me explaining the Ken Levine story to a friend on stream. Going through, it's like, yeah, they spent 7 years and they keep throwing out the concepts of the game, and it's still not out. And they're like, well, what is it? I'm like, we don't know.
Yeah, we don't know. But yeah, so my first reaction, which people probably saw on Twitter, fuck acquisitions. I'm so tired of this shit.
Yeah, I felt so bad. You had said you were going to bed 30 minutes ago, so I was like, hopefully fell asleep before this popped, and then I see you just all like,
I can't sleep through the fucking warhead.
It's gotta be every week, it feels like, or at least every month for this whole year. I'm scared.
In the gravity of these two announcements back to back.
Yeah.
It is really funny, though, seeing people at Sony responding to people alleging that, you did this as revenge for Activision. They're like, we don't work that fast, bro.
You're like,
yeah, that's
here's
insane.
a photo of us meeting with them in June.
Right. But, yeah.
It's like you're just admitting you're insane.
Or a child who doesn't understand business.
They're a child or a man-child that assumes
What was it that you said, Dan? That children are just insane people, but smaller?
That sounds like something you would say.
I think it was a wordier version of that, but basically...
I made a tweet that summarizes my feelings of these motherfuckers think that this is how it happened. They saw the Activision deal, and then they walked into Bungie's offices with a giant bag with a dollar sign on it.
Yep.
It was like when you buy new like real estate in Yakuza 0, you just open a briefcase full of money in the direction of a building, and then you own it.
It's a spell.
Here's this chicken. It deletes content from Destiny 2.
I wish I could sit here and be like, I'm so excited for this acquisition because now Sony's going to have better games. And it's like, but what's it? Their games are fine.
Also, they're going to be multi.
Yeah.
They're multi-plat.
They're going to be multi-plat. The only thing they're getting is maybe some experience on like the games as a service stuff.
I will never, ever be happy about an acquisition. I'll be happy about a new studio opening.
I was happy about the Housemarque one.
I was.
Oh yeah, sometimes
Housemarque was really trouble.
If it's like the way that Sony usually or Nintendo usually do it, where it's like we built up a developer, they worked on our stuff a bunch, now we own them, we have another, which is basically the same thing as building a studio to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, the weird thing with the Bungie one is like they didn't need this. They didn't need this at all if they could convince them to pay them $3.6 billion. Clearly Bungie was doing fine.
Yeah. I'm never going to be okay with like the super massive ones like this, especially like publisher ones. But the ones where they like grow it naturally like that, it's like, oh, that's cool. Or they've had a relationship with them forever. So yeah, that makes sense. Like next level games going to Nintendo. Mm-hmm. And I was like neutral to okay with like all the ones that Microsoft did early before they became crazy.
Double Fine's fine.
Yeah, when they bought the Double Fine thing, I'm like, cool, that place is all constantly on fire. They're good for them.
They have funding.
Yeah,
and producers now.
It's one that you did and didn't kick them down first and then buy them.
Yeah, when they were just grabbing small studios, I'm like, yeah, this makes sense. You don't have any, so you're bolstering up your ranks, and these are like small things that I imagine are struggling to get things greenlit.
Yeah, for any of them that weren't like what Bob was just talking about, where it's like Microsoft did weird deals with them, and then they ran out of money weirdly.
Yeah.
and then they acquired them. Yeah, it was fine. That's whatever.
Yeah. Like
Buying a publisher is insane, and I would like it if no one ever did that again in this industry.
Yeah, if we could just be done with that.
We don't even have that many.
No.
Yeah, and there's like no point. Like I've seen so many people going that the Sony should get a Capcom or a Square Enix, and I'm like, that will do literally nothing. 90%. I'm pretty sure fucking a Square game, 90% of its sales is gonna go to a PlayStation thing anyway.
Yeah.
Nothing changes except I guess no Switch game will come out. Ever.
So I had this fucked up thought
Okay.
when this got announced, where it's like, Sony could just ship everything on Microsoft and it wouldn't matter because it wouldn't be on Game Pass, so no one would buy it.
I'm shriveling.
Yeah, I don't. As I said on Twitter, the only acquisition I'm fully for is Konami. Fuck Konami.
Yeah, if we do
Yeah,
need
that
to
feels
rig it
like
out of their
that-
hands at this point.
Yeah,
That
especially
really
after
does feel like
the doubling down of NFTs and stuff. Yes, please
Yeah.
rip it from their hands.
Yeah, like if Nintendo or Sony could do it, that would be swell. Because I have a faith that either of them would facilitate IPs.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. Maybe you know what really changed me on that angle with Microsoft? If they had done anything with Rare. Anything. Because Rare has a lot of IPs that they didn't touch once.
Yeah, a bunch of them that people had a lot of love for, and then they said, "What if you did nothing with any of them at all?
Yeah.
Yep.
What if we put you in the Xbox Avatar dungeon?"
I mean, fucking Battletoads, which, apparently we should blame Molyneux for some of that because Peter Molyneux was over Rare.
When I heard that, I just got more mad. I'm like, this is the fucking worst.
Microsoft's like, you're the head of Microsoft Game Studios Europe. And I'm like, why would you do that?
I didn't need to be reminded of Peter Molyneux at all.
Okay.
So you watching a video of that in the past week, I'm like, ugh.
I'm sorry. Very sorry. But yeah, anyway, we should move on.
Okay.
Let's get the rest of your news since we're here anyways.
Okay. So we had a Ghostwire Tokyo video thing. At the time of recording, it came out today. It's launching March 25th. They showed a video with gameplay. It's like the usual like E3-esque showing you the flow of the game, some areas, some combat and stuff, and then a bunch of off the cuff like interviews and stuff with Mikami and the staff talking about the game, influences and whatnot. That game looks dope.
Yeah, they say it's non-linear, so it might just be a fully explorable Tokyo, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I do wonder about that. I'm just constantly mesmerized by all the cool hand signs you're doing and the cool like crystal triangle effects of you switching to the different powers and stuff.
Yeah, and we find out that it's called Ghostwire because he wires all the ghosts together and then blows them up.
And then he says, get off!
yeah, that's cool.
Yes.
Yeah, my immediate thought was, oh man, do they do anything with the triggers with that? Where it has like this resistance or something, and then it just feels really good when it pops.
Right.
'Cause God.
Yeah, they could do a lot of cool stuff with this. It looks like a ton of fun.
Yeah, this game looks hype as hell.
It's cool to see a shooter that isn't using a gun,
Yeah.
and it's just you doing jutsus.
Yeah.
I am all about everything they showed.
We need sorcery shooters.
Yeah, it's surprising that this is the first one of those Saint Texan I can think of.
Well, there was Hexen 2.
Right. But you're seeing what I'm saying. It's been like that.
Yeah,
in the
I see it.
90s we did it, and then it feels like we didn't. Like, I guess there's always the one-off like super low budget stuff. Like I've seen.
Well, there was a medieval, which was a throwback. That's a New Blood game, I'm pretty sure. So of course, because of course.
course. Okay.
I thought you were talking about the game with the skeleton on the PlayStation.
Me too. I was like, what's he talking about?
No, that's medieval. A medieval is a boomer shooter throwback that's supposed to be like Hexen or Heretic.
Amid evil, correct?
Yes, a medieval.
Yes, I've seen that.
Oh,
There we go.
we cracked the code.
This is just like that time.
Dave Sex.
Yeah, Eric was telling us about Dave Sex and how it was such a popular game.
And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? I've never heard of Dave Sex. We'll let the audience figure out who Dave Sex is anyways. Let's move on, Casey.
So I guess it was last year that Discord announced they were partnering with PlayStation for like integrations and stuff.
Yes.
We're finally starting to see some of that where you can link your PSN to your Discord. And I'm already seeing it with friends now where it just tells me what they're playing as their status on their PS4 or their PS5, just on Discord.
Yeah, I already linked it.
Yeah.
Seemed neat.
Yeah, it's neat.
I think I saw people tweeting about, now I can brag to everyone that I have a PS5 and they don't without even doing anything.
Jesus!
What an asshole.
Yes.
What an asshole.
You know, I did see something like that, and I saw, because people were like, that's a funny joke, and the reply is like, yes, I'll know which of my friends to rob. And my last story is MLB The Show 22 showed off like their cover and everything. It's launching April 5th, just like last year's. It's going to be day one on Game Pass, and there is going to be a Switch version of this game.
Yeah, I
Wow.
need to see that Switch version.
I did not hear about a Switch version coming. That's crazy.
Which means that we will get a Switch game where I launch it and it says PlayStation Studios.
Yeah, that's fucking dope.
it's crazy that this thing, I feel like they stopped advertising it after they put it on every platform.
I feel like that too. Okay, it's not just me. I feel like maybe because the marketing dollars are going into the Game Pass version, maybe they just decided, we'll advertise it there. Microsoft's like doing a co-publishing deal, whatever. Save some money on marketing.
Maybe.
This isn't the real story though, Casey. Have you seen the real story with this game?
Oh, what is it?
Open the Big Think Dimension channel on the Discord.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Let me just click Discord now.
Bob Feel, have you seen the MVP edition of this game?
No.
Yes, I have. I've seen the cover.
Holy fucking shit. Look at this.
Oh my god!
These motherfuckers are trying to trick me into buying a baseball
that's just
game.
trying to trick you.
You know what I hate? This just makes me hate EA more. Look at everyone. Their sports things now are just a JPEG of the guy. Like last year, it was the JPEG of the guy with a solid color.
The dude, here's the thing though. Let me show you the normal fucking version of this game's cover because it is like normal pilled. Like look at this. That's this is the normal fucking version of this game.
Okay, let's see.
You know, it's what you expect.
Right,
Yeah,
but
but-
it's
and
like
that is-
professionally done on like the EA ones.
Yeah, I
now,
know it's still better than EA because they had more than one idea. Besides, I need to get this done in 5 minutes.
But yeah, look at this fucking MVP edition. It's the
That
coolest
is-
shit ever.
I looked at the bottom right and saw San Diego Studio, and for seconds I said Sucker Punch, and I was like, "What do you mean?"
Their logo is pretty sucker
Oh
punch.
no, this baseball game is gonna have a really horrible story.
And that's what he takes the bat to grandma.
Another Spike Lee joint.
Oh, I was gonna say written by Suda51.
I just always think about that NBA 2K story mode they made,
Yes,
which, oh my god.
which is funny as hell.
I love that he has a bat in his belt.
Oh yeah, no, it's cool as hell.
God,
Dude, I seriously
he-
just want this for the box.
right?
Did they come to the player and be like, what would you be interested in? Is like, can I be a baseball samurai?
But yeah, they got a Japanese manga artist, Takashi Ozaki. Yeah, Takashi Ozaki to do this. So that's the person behind Afro Samurai.
Oh yeah, that track.
And the
This fucking rules.
and the Batman Ninja animated movie.
Oh God, I can't wait to see that.
that track.
And did character design for Summer War. So yeah, that is why this is the coolest shit. I'm like, dude, this fucking rules.
It's like this is what I like to see. I'm like, make cool special covers.
Yeah. No, this rules.
The fact that we're getting this for a yearly baseball game gives it like a super buff.
Yeah. No, they went hard on this. They really did.
Holy shit.
They're so close to tricking me.
I know.
They're so close. Dude, I might slip. I don't know.
Just play it on Game Pass.
Yeah, just play it on Game Pass.
But that's not the box.
Are you going to spend $90 on a baseball game?
It's 85.
All right, you need to understand this is coming out in April after 2 months of 8 million games coming
What
out.
if I just eat rice?
We need to see if it's on the Guaranteed to Love It program at GameStop.
Okay.
Because then you can just trade the disc in for the $60. And then it's basically get this cool case for
Oh my god.
my
25.
that is
God.
fucked up. That's how that works?
Yes.
Yeah, they counted as trading it in.
That is
the
that is
disc?
absurd.
Yeah,
I-
you
You can just bring back the disc.
Yes.
Bob's got his life
That's
hacked.
insane.
Yeah.
From the man who brought you Dead Island to the bank.
I was about to say Bob's about to roll out the use GameStop as a bank.
I fucking I love that post so much.
It's you don't, or it's a trade credit. It's not cash.
Right. It's not cash, but
still.
with the years that it's stacked as this.
Right.
Like whatever, I can throw that at God of War.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like whatever. Okay, so that's the end of KZ's news. I guess we'll do mine real quick.
Okay.
I just wrote some notes down. They did the Gran Turismo 7 State of Play. It was really dope. Mm-hmm. Really dope. I was already excited for this game. They showed off a lot of stuff that was very cool. They announced there were 400 cars, 34 locations, 97 layouts, and then they start getting into the how the core of the game's designed. So there's a Gran Turismo cafe that's a literal cafe that looks insanely high fidelity, which offers menu books that are basically challenges to collect groups of certain types of cars or specific cars in general for other passes that are basically like get 3 Japanese domestic cars. And then when you do that, you get an experience boost.
So you're telling me it's not a slot machine at the end of the race?
Weirdly enough, Bob did notice that they what did they call it, Bob? A roulette.
You got a roulette ticket for something.
But you can buy games. You can buy cars normally in this. You can buy them from the Brand Central. Or the used Central? I can't remember.
Yeah, I think it was just a used lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really good. This game looks so gorgeous.
The menu stuff looks so funny when you're in this cafe and then they open the menu and it literally has the car silhouette in there.
Yes. And it's got like the borders like an actual fancy restaurant menu.
Oh yeah, I was admiring the table and like the cups with coffee in them or whatever.
Yeah, you can see your car parked outside. It's really great.
Really good.
Yeah.
And I really they talk about like sometimes the people who design these cars appear to talk about designing them in person.
Yeah,
And I'm like,
And I'm like, excuse me?
It's so cool. They have tons of stuff. It's really, really neat. One of the things I appreciated about this that's always hard to get across to people who haven't played Gran Turismo is they do a split screen race to show the difference between a factory default scrub 1966 Beetle and then a souped the fuck up version that they did to show you the massive power difference as one of them tears ass around the course. It was so good. I was like, yes, that's the joy right there. It's an RPG for cars. Like you're just leveling these cars up, basically. They showed off some of the menus for the tune-ups and stuff. It was really good. They showed off.
That was scary looking when they hit that. When they hit that screen that had more on it than a Monster Hunter screen, I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, and there's so much fidelity in everything. Like brake pads now look insane.
That
it's full 3D renders for whatever you're installing on your car. I'm like, what?
that little animation they do to make the fucking wide car or whatever.
They pick up the car, and because you can modify your cars for a wide body, they show 4 guys pick up the car and just start pulling at it in like a loading icon.
I was losing it.
It's really good. But yeah, they have the Brand Central, which is where you buy your dealer brand cars at a new MSRP. There are 300 plus cars in there that are all from the year 2001 and later. You can go to each part where there's like a micro museum for each manufacturer where you learn about the history of each brand. It's really cool. Then Kazunori Yamauchi decided I need to learn about precipitation and how clouds work. And it was amazingly hilarious, and I love this man, and I love this game. He's just like talking about, so as the rain hits the ground, it evaporates, and then it lifts up into the sky, forming clouds and all these other things. It will make, and as the cars drive over it, it also causes this with the different areas. So puddles will fill up on areas of the course that aren't as common to drive on. Also, the night sky will look different for California and Japan. And I was like, this is an amazing segment of this, but what else do you got? And they're like, okay, we got 2 more features. These are completely new things. 1, music replays. Really simple concept to convey. They basically made their replay camera a dynamic smart cam that syncs cuts and actions to music. So like when you hit the drop in a song, it'll cut to a new camera angle in a cool way. It was pretty good. They showed off how that looked. It was nice. The second one is a really neat thing that's completely new for Gran Turismo and a new concept in general. I've never heard of this. It's called Music Rally. Basically, you race as long as the song lasts, and the distance you race is what you're judged on. So different distances will get you different medals, like gold trophy, silver trophy, bronze, for getting different distances before the song ends. And the whole time the song's going, the amount of seconds left in the song is sitting on the screen, bouncing and throbbing to the music, counting down. And I'm like, this is a really cool mode. I'm pretty jazzed about this.
Yeah, I liked seeing the SoundCloud-esque progress bar of the song.
Yes.
Like on the top.
Yeah, where it has the waveform and it just fills it from left to right with an image of the artist and the name of the song. Yeah, it was really good. Really good. Mm-hmm. Gran Turismo 7 looks cool as hell. I'm still struggling because, unlike the baseball game, which I'm worried I might get because of the box, but I'm not gonna because money.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get the expensive edition of this. Which the cool thing about getting the expensive edition of this is we get a free digital copy of the PS4 version to do a comparison on launch day.
Oh, that'll be funny.
It's gonna be a good stream. And the PS4 version's still loading. And we finished the race on the PS5.
Yeah, I forget if it was here or in some of the preview covers that I was listening to, where Yamauchi just comes out and says that it's like he feels like it's their responsibility in a way to really push like the history of cars and showing you how great they are, because people just don't care about cars anymore the way they did back when they started.
Yeah.
Where it's been 25 years and just it's not as much of a big deal. So they really want to get people into loving cars. That's why there's the great museum features and just everything about it.
Oh yeah. Gran Turismo has always been like that, and Kazunori, that is that man, you know?
Yeah.
Like he's always been super passionate. They even made like crazy historical literature that went with Gran Turismo 4. It wasn't sold with the game, but you could get it from like certain retailers. Like I used to have that. Did I ever show you that, Bob? It was
I'm not sure.
30 or 40 pages, and it was like one of those wide books, kind of like a car's manual.
Right.
Oh, like one of those. Huh?
Yeah, so it was really cool. I freaking love Gran Turismo. I'm so excited for that. That's going to be a really good day one, launch stream. Unless the servers go down.
Oh no! Hopefully it doesn't require those, but
yeah,
I'm pretty sure it taps into it,
because I know Sport did, but before that, like 6 could still play offline, even though I had a ton of online features.
Yeah.
That photo mode looks insane.
Oh yeah, they always look nuts, dude. Oh, the photo mode in Gran Turismo are nuts. Like in this, they're talking about like you can change the shutter speed and have it perfectly track your card, and you could do this mid replay. You're adjusting the exposure length mid replay. Maybe your car is perfectly sharp and everything else is a blur. Like, oh, they have so many features. It looks amazing. What an absolutely amazing looking game. But we're going to move on. Let's go to Bob because I want to talk about Yacht Club.
Sure. Yacht Club Games did a Yacht Club Direct sort of thing, but they hit it. They were devious.
What do you mean?
It's at the end of a G4 broadcast.
Oh, no!
So I watched all the way through a G4 broadcast. Very cringe. Adam Sessler's there the whole time. He's in a box. I don't know why, but he is like broadcasting to the studio where like 4 people are. And these 4 people are like right next to each other. It's like there's no COVID
maybe
restrictions at all.
Maybe that's because they know Sessler's the threat. The rest of them are staying clean, but they're like, Sessler might give it to us.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Yeah, this whole thing is weird and bad, and they do their whole like go through news segments. There's a section there of Adam Sessler who they're making play through Kingdom Hearts 3 after having no experience with the rest of the series, and it's just this cringe. Like, imagine the worst version of this segment you can.
Yeah,
it's that.
Why is
people were trying to explain to me that they are trying to review games they missed.
Well, this isn't that. This is a special section to talk about Kingdom Hearts 3 every week.
I'm gonna fucking kill myself. This is so much work.
I've really had enough of like 40 or 40 plus year-old bald white dude playing Kingdom Hearts to yell at it. If you're a person of that description considering that content, could you do everybody a favor and not?
I feel like,
why do I live in this bizarre world where the only person I came in who seems to approach Kingdom Hearts
is Doug Walker.
It's Doug Walker, where he came in, he's like, "This is great. I don't know what the problem is."
Yeah, no, that was fantastic.
Look, but between me playing 2 and 3, I bought the key play.
Yeah, no, Doug Walker falling in love with it was really great.
I felt like I was going insane where he finished that CG intro for 3. He's like, "Look at this. This is great." And I was like, And then we go to fucking Adam Sessler, and he's like, I'm old, and here are some tweets. And I'm like, no!
I've got some jokes for you. And then it pans over to a punching bag that's like leaking on the ground and moldy.
You know, not to just fucking ventilate Adam Sessler here, but I'm gonna fucking do it. Like, you know when somebody's playing a character and you're like, oh, that's a really funny character, and then you find out it's not a character?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what happened to Adam Sessler bad, because whenever he's like a fucking asshole now, I just remember that fake Meet the Cess trailer from like 20 years ago at this point. Maybe not quite 20, maybe like 15, 16.
I don't think I've ever seen this. What?
But like, it just includes shit like him saying, we have to hunt down and kill the people green lighting Mega Man games. And it's like a parody of like his new show. And it like ends with him kicking someone over and sticking a gun in their mouth and saying, so do you like JRPGs now? And I'm like, that's not funny anymore, because that isn't a joke. He's just a fucking...
I mean,
idiot.
Holy shit, I knew nothing about any of that.
Right?
I didn't. I've never seen this. Holy crap.
Yeah, there's a ton of Sessler segments on this. Because there's another one where it's like the Sessler 7, and it's his the 7 like random things he wants to talk about.
Okay.
Yeah, I just...
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Anyway.
I'm so sorry. I literally, when I finally clicked in, they're like, and we're going to go to Yacht Club now. And I'm like, thank you, Mr. Completionist.
Yeah, the only respite in that whole stream was the completionist.
Yeah.
He seems human.
Yeah, he seems pretty human, which is great, right?
Yeah, it's next to these weirdos.
Yeah, because he's excited to be there, and this was literally his dream job.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm sure it's Sessler's too.
Yeah, the other hosts are fine. Like the other hosts who aren't Adam Sessler are fine. I didn't see enough to really judge them at all. It's really just Sessler being there and being terrible.
You didn't see any slime excreting from them.
But anyway, we finally get through 40 minutes of this awful G4 podcast. And they start doing the Yacht Club Games actual announcements.
Mm-hmm.
So we get news on Shovel Knight Pocket Dungeon.
Okay.
Which is a game that's already out, but they're putting out an update that adds Random Knight, which is like it auto selects a random character from your roster. It's a puzzle sort of game.
Mm-hmm.
And they're also going to do DLC packs. They didn't say if these are DLC packs are going to be paid for or not, but some of them are weird for not being paid for, or if they were paid for. Like they're adding online versus mode. They're adding mod support, which you better not pay for mod support.
Yeah, that's a little weird.
And the third DLC thing was going to be new content, like characters, bosses, new relics find, that sort of thing.
Yeah, it seems like that last chunk's definitely the one you pay for. The other ones feel like free updates.
I sure hope so. They worded it super weird.
I was also with you when I was watching that. I was like, what?
Then they talked about Shovel Knight Dig, which is a roguelike game. Mm-hmm. It's on the way. It's getting close, but they didn't want to give any date on it. They showed off a few new bosses and things.
Cool.
Could be neat.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Yeah, this still looks dope.
They celebrated their Cyber Shadow year anniversary by putting out the soundtrack on Bandcamp, and it's coming to other streaming platforms soon.
Okay, cool.
They didn't say what.
Okay.
And of course, the big thing, the thing that actually matters.
Yes.
They announced the Mina the Hollower Kickstarter.
Looks awesome.
Yeah, it looks really cool. That's a like Game Boy Color inspired visually game that seems to play like a mix of Zelda, Castlevania, and Mole Mania.
Yes, which is awesome because Mole Mania rules.
Yes.
And so do those other two things. But yeah, top-down action, four-directional, tile-based stuff, Game Boy Color visuals. Yeah, you dig into holes in the ground to pop up elsewhere to launch yourself over gaps and stuff.
Right.
Very cool. Oh, and you play as a mouse.
Yeah, it plays a mouse, and it's got like the Castlevania style setting of like 15th century or whatever.
Oh yeah, and the soundtrack's by Vert.
Yeah, sounds great.
Thank fuck.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, thank you so much.
Not that you can't tell literally the instant that trailer starts. The man has style.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. But basically, no, this Kickstarter is not for the sake of actually funding. They just want to have a community built on it and do some of the cool team up stuff with people paying for boss designs and stuff like that.
Yeah, maybe one of them has a boomerang.
Yeah, they
maybe not.
they even on the Kickstarter page, they're very upfront about that.
Right.
Like, if you read to the bottom, they talk about like, yeah, we could have published this ourselves, but we thought some of the magic of Shovel Knight was being able to work with the community to have them direct an NPC or a boss or whatever. And here are those.
I wonder if they're going to have stretch goals that screw them to making 6 years of content again.
Did they announce any stretch goals?
They've been posting them.
They did, and it seems like it's going to be same this time, where they're like, you give us another $100,000 and you get a sound test. And then the other one's like cheat codes. And there's still like more down there, but I feel like they're not going to trap themselves into having to make 4 more of these games within this game.
You hope not. Yeah, they already met their goal by a lot.
Right, of course.
Yeah, in under 12 hours.
Yeah, they're quickly approaching even the cheat codes, which that's good. You remember cheat codes?
No.
And they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more slots on this image so far. This game looks incredible. I'm really glad that they are doing a very different thing. They estimate it will be done by the end of next year, which is about when I figured, they show off a lot.
They showed like an impressive amount of that game.
Yeah. It's awesome.
It looks so refreshing, where it's like, okay, they're not doing another Shovel Knight thing. They're doing something that looks completely different in every way you could possibly like think of. Mm-hmm. The only way you could make it different is like making something in Unreal.
Yeah, and I'm really glad that like this is another smaller 2D project, right?
Yeah.
The industry had this inclination that the natural progression is towards 3D and bigger.
Right.
So I appreciate that, even if they are maybe behind the scenes working on a larger Shovel Knight project or something else, they are also working on this, and that this is a smaller thing. And I also really do appreciate the Game Boy Color visuals.
Yeah.
You don't see that enough.
Yeah, it is really unique.
Seeing something that looks like the Oracle like Zelda games and stuff like that.
Yeah, they're hyper limited by like, you can only do so many colors on the Game Boy Color. It's like basically 2 colors per character if you include black and transparent as freebies.
I mean, it shows how much they're nailing it by the immediately when the logo shows up at the beginning of this trailer, you know it's Game Boy Color.
Yes.
Like there's no question.
They're so good. They're good at what they do, where I'm like, this game looks amazing.
Yeah, no, it looks so good using that like whip type attack.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good. I also appreciate it 16:9. Like it's proper widescreen.
Yes.
Yeah.
They get it. Mm-hmm. And also it's Zelda 2 inspired. The moment I tune in, and within 8 seconds of me tuning in, they level up, which they call bone up.
Yes.
And it just pops up with a Zelda 2 style. You can level up these 5 stats. And they're all different values. And I'm like, holy shit, this is Zelda 2. And then they're like, so what are your inspirations? He's like, obviously Zelda 2. I'm like, yeah, of course. Look at that.
Yeah.
This rules.
I absolutely didn't need to back this, but I did it anyway because I'm like, whatever, I'm going to play it. And you know what?
Yeah, I'm going to play it.
I'm down to get an email for whatever updates you have, because I love you guys.
Yeah, I mean, it'll
be nice to see that in my inbox. I'll never open a single one.
Yeah, the base pledge that gets you the game is $20. I'm currently trying to figure out whether or not I'm going to do the 50 one, because I feel like if I don't do the 50, which is the digital art book, which is always cool.
Right. Like, I think they even say that, we'll just give you tons of sprites. And I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
I want to see them.
Oh, 100% I want that. Then I may not just back in, then just properly pre-order it on a platform whenever we get closer.
Right.
Yeah, this looks awesome. This is the best news so far this year.
It was almost worth going through an Adam Sessler segment.
Nope. I literally didn't tune in until I saw everyone go, thank God he's gone. Fucking, what was it? Cheap ass consoles or Gamatsu, who's like, yeah, they're going live now. Okay, they tricked me. I'm sorry, everyone.
Yeah, that was Gamatsu. I was like, I was tricked.
That was so great.
I felt so bad. But yeah, no, this is awesome.
Right. Okay, moving on.
Mm-hmm.
Sony plans to launch 10 live service games by 2026, March.
Okay.
According to an earnings call.
Okay, that's 2.5 games a year. I'm calling them now. Twisted Metal, Horizon multiplayer game / mode.
Factions.
Genshin clone.
Factions.
Genshin clone for sure.
You think they're going to be able to pull that off?
I mean, they make open world shit all the time. They just have to grab like some Japanese artists to do the character designs.
I feel like I feel like they don't have a studio that's available to do that though.
Do they have a studio to make these other nightmares?
I mean, yes, they actually they do have a studio working on Twisted Metal. It got pulled away from the Destruction All-Stars team.
10 though. 10.
Yeah, but they also acquired other studios. There's like one, I forget the name of it, that was like making them. Calm down.
These are going to be have like different teams within the studios they have that are dedicated to these, I guess.
Yeah, because that was my thing. Like, if Sucker Punch could somehow 6 months after launch pull out their Ghost multiplayer, right?
Yeah.
Then maybe there's a second Ghost game and it too has multiplayer. Maybe Horizon has a multiplayer component.
Yeah, one of their smaller studios they acquired last year is also making something. I forget the name. It's definitely not Fire Sprite.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. It's the former Black Ops peeps, right?
I think so.
Or they announced a co-publishing thing with the former Black Ops people.
And then there's also people noticed that last year there were job listings for Insomniac for a multiplayer thing.
Yeah, I was going to say Insomniac definitely is one of the prime suspects, I think, in making something here because...
And I'm like, sure, you have 8 million people there or something, and you make things out of gold.
Yeah, no, it's true. So it could be good. I don't want to assume it's the worst. Just because they're live service games.
I think the definition of live service game has changed enough in the past couple of years that it's like they're not going to try and ship 10 battle royales.
Right, like
or like 10 games like Destiny. They already have Destiny.
Right, they're talking more like what the Ghost multiplayer was, where they keep updating it and they have new ways for people to get in.
Yeah, I wish that live service weren't such a cursed word. Like
yeah, you wince when you hear it, and that's not good.
Yeah, if we didn't have things like the endless nightmare that is what Destiny became of deleting its own body.
I feel like no one else can pull that off.
Yeah,
right. I feel like even Bungie won't do that again if they make a 3.
God, yeah.
No live service game ever would think to do this.
Yeah.
I the other day, and I swear I'm done talking about this. The other day I sat there and went, if Final Fantasy 14 did what Destiny 2 did, Phil couldn't have played Endwalker.
Yeah, no, I thought about what if Genshin was like this? What if I loaded it up as like, sorry, the first continent is gone.
It's sunk into the ocean. Okay, that would actually be kind of funny, but cosmically horrifying in the context of Genshin. I'm sorry. This is all there is.
It's all really stupid.
Yeah, I feel like no one sets out to do that. But I'm not cynical based on them calling a live service game. In fact, Sony last gen had basically no multiplayer.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm all for them realizing that's a shortcoming and leaning into that more.
Yeah, I just hope it doesn't hurt what they're doing now.
Dude, there's no way. Like they have this down. They have this lockdown, this single player thing.
Right.
They clearly are just like the only way I'm going to turn on my opinion of Sony has this lockdown if somehow Horizon Forbidden West comes out and it's really bad, like worse than the first somehow. And then so does God of War.
Jesus.
Then I'll start being like, Spider-Man's gonna be fine, right? Wolverine's gonna be fine, right?
Oh man, I really don't need that to happen to you because I think you will just die.
It would really suck. Like I can't get both, really. I can't have good single player games and multiplayer games on the same fucking platform.
No.
Like from the same fucking people. That's impossible. Okay, fuck me, I guess.
Yeah, I think we'll get like 1 or 2 decent multiplayer things, a few duds, and I feel like we'll get some multiplayer stuff that's actually fun.
Yeah,
but single player is still going to be the focus, and it's like, holy shit.
Because they make so much money.
Yeah.
I'm sure the Last of Us multiplayer is one of these.
Yeah,
honestly,
that'll be fine.
That'll be fine if it's just like we make a single player thing, we put out like a smaller multiplayer thing, and maybe it explodes and becomes a big thing, like Fall Guys exploded. So they're like, okay, it popped up, put more people on it, go.
And you'll be able to potentially play all of these in their new program or something. I wouldn't be shocked if they do something like that.
Yeah, it's a real shame Destruction All-Star is like the only thing we have to point out other than Ghost to come out recently because Factions got delayed.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, Ghost is pretty good. It's not amazing, but it's pretty good. I enjoyed it.
It's a free thing you definitely didn't expect.
Right. And that helps.
Wouldn't be the first time God of War had a multiplayer mode.
Oh no!
It's not God of War month yet. I'm gonna pretend I just heard white noise.
Da, 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 da.
It's not real until I'm forced by money to confront it.
That's true.
That right now,
That's true.
specifically about Ascension's multiplayer, yes. Which is why if they announce a God of War multiplayer, I'll be like, no, your game won't feel good online.
Yeah. Ugh. All right, next thing. KOF 15. They announced all the characters for the first team pass. There are going to be 2 team passes, but the first one has 2 teams. Team Garo, which is Rock Howard, Gato, and B. Janet. Great. Amazing. Really glad to see Gato and B. Janet come back.
Yeah, I wasn't sure they were going to bring Gato back.
That bitch went hard with her shoe.
Yeah, so
La Chancla.
that's one of the moves she's had forever. So seeing it actually in 3D now is kind of insane.
It is really good.
Somebody, some post on Twitter that got 1 million fucking retweets was like, notice how they carefully used cuts and angles to ensure you never actually saw her foot.
I didn't think about that. Man, they're so smart.
In reality, it's because they didn't want to model it.
Right, I know. It's like, they absolutely do not want to have to switch that model out.
It turns out you cut to it, it's just an ankle.
It's probably just her shoe still.
Yeah, definitely.
Some Master Chief helmet shit.
Second part of Team Pass 1, Team Southtown. We get Geese Howard, Billy Kane, and Ryuji Yamazaki. Thank God, Yamazaki.
I heard people call him Ryuji, and I was like, who? Oh, Yamazaki.
I love Yamazaki. I love Yamazaki. I'm a little bit sad that we didn't get the butler back from 14. I liked him.
I feel like there's still a chance for later.
I know, but like I liked him being part of Geese's team because it's like, yeah, I'm Geese Howard's butler. I have insanely strong gravity powers for no reason.
Look, I need Yamazaki. His hands turn into whips for no reason.
It's really good.
Yeah, Yamazaki's great. I feel like there's multiple KOF games where like the villains are like, we're not gonna fuck with him. What are you, stupid?
And this time he's just wearing a fur coat at all times.
Yes.
Yeah, they turned him into Ryuji from Yakuza 2. Like, even his hair is basically the same.
Oh, God.
It's really funny.
Oh, okay. Now I think I know who you're talking about. But I mean, his hair was already slicked all the way back.
He's always been an asshole.
Definitely.
Oh, 100%.
Then they said that Team Pass 2 will have another 2 sets of characters, and those will come out in summer and fall. I guess I should cover Team Garo comes out in March. Team Southtown comes out in May. Pretty cool. Pretty close. I believe you get most team passes entirely if you do the deluxe edition. So that's going to be 12 extra characters, which isn't bad.
12 characters on top of the what was like 39.
Yeah, I think it's 39 at launch.
So
And within the first year.
how much is the
It's $85 for that deluxe edition.
okay, so $25 for 12 characters. That's not too bad.
Right. I've definitely seen worse deals. I think I paid about that same amount for the 6 characters at most I'm getting from Guilty Gear.
Yeah, I feel like that's the average for most of them.
I put on my clown shoes and bought Valkenheim for $7 when BlazBlue Continuum Shift came out.
Yeah, I feel like most fighting game season passes are like, we'll give you 5 or 6 characters for $25 to $30. So this seemed like a really striking deal.
See, all the value is in the money to characters ratio, not the Shermie's ass to my destroyed SSD ratio. as this game takes up as much space as 2 Uncharted games for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening.
Them releasing them in teams is also exciting, where it's like the DLC dropped, it's 3 characters.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
Yeah, that's our KOF core.
Yes.
Like, this isn't about a character. This is about a team of characters.
The question is, the real question, could we get the absolutely classic character select music of ding, 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 ding,
Please no. 2001. I like it a lot. That is not something we need back.
jeez.
But we do need Mei Lee. Where is she?
I don't know.
That's her and Shingo. It's been. I looked up how long it's been since Shingo's been in a game.
Uh-huh.
It was like since 2001.
Fuck you, what? Shingo's been that long? What?
Oh, no.
No way.
2005. Because it's 11 is the last game he shows up in, I believe.
Let me look this up. Shingo Yapuki. They don't actually say the last one he's in. One moment. Yeah, it doesn't say.
Yeah,
what
it's
the hell?
11. It's 11.
Okay.
Yeah, and the 11 comes that when?
Jesus Christ. An eternity.
2005.
Yeah. Fucking.
Yeah. God. Yeah.
I really want Guy Tendo to be one of the DLC characters in this.
That just sounds like you made a YouTuber up.
Guy Tendo is the character that I think was in 11. And he's from the Bariki 1 game. He's just Baki.
Yeah,
he's explicitly Baki.
No, that dude totally is. Holy shit! One moment, I'm posting an image of the fucking Discord.
I never
if you
remember
haven't
which
been.
one's which.
Okay, there you go. Look at this dude.
Yeah, that.
All right, Mark,
totally.
What the fuck is this?
Mark this shit. Oh my
100%.
god.
Yeah, he's just Baki. And the villain of that game, who I would also like to be in this, whose name is Silber, looks a little bit different, but still is really explicitly Baki's dad.
We got some other stuff from 11, like Elizabeth is back.
She was in 13, though.
Oh, was she?
Yeah, she was in 13. I'm pretty sure she was in 13. I remember her stupid fucking whip thing.
Yeah, I thought she was invented for 11, but yeah. Oh, well.
Yeah.
Moving on. Nickelodeon All-Stars Brawl adds Shredder today for free.
Oh, that's great. Shredder's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, I'm going to probably just wait until they actually put in an update that's voice acting or something. They tease doing that. And I'm like, I don't want to even touch you until...
Oh yeah, same. I'm like, I'll tap in.
Bob actually owns it. Even still, it's just like, please? Please, guys.
I know Garfield and Shredder are there now, but that's not even enough. I'm sorry.
I don't need silent Garfield. That's weird.
You know, generational things are fun when it comes to like certain IP. Where I look at this Shredder, I'm like, oh, it's the classic one. And I'm like, what's the one I always associate with Shredder? It's the 2003 cartoon where he's just like super jacked and he just has a black silhouette in his face mask with red demon eyes.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's also the one where I think Shredder is actually a Krang-like alien inside a fake man.
Huh.
All right.
There are a lot of cool Shredder designs.
where he's like he's just like some weird like space pirate that got trapped on Earth and is posing as an ancient Japanese warrior.
All right.
But yeah, Shredder's cool. I'm down for that once they add voice acting.
Feel. Take it away.
Okie dokie. Shadow Warrior 3 is out March 1st. That's it. There's no more to that story.
Did you watch the trailer?
No.
I thought the trailer was fine.
Yeah, it was funny.
It'll probably be a fun game. I mean, they're just making We Have Doom Eternal at home, so if
I know.
even half as good as Doom Eternal, that's like an 8.
It's got some funny
Right.
environmental kills based on that trailer.
Mm-hmm.
Like knocking dudes into like spinning spike like things.
Yeah.
They understood that they shouldn't make the game procedurally generated and have Borderlands loot for no reason.
Smart.
Easily one of the most baffling sequel decisions of any franchise.
It looks like there's a co-op maybe was the play. I think that
Yeah,
which
there's
is going to be playable.
Yeah, I think there's co-op because Orochizilla is now Lo Wang's sidekick. So I guess you just play as him if you're the co-op person. So if you don't know about Wordle, Wordle is a fun little word game where you have to guess what a 5-character word is, and it will tell you if the letters in your word are in the right place, but in the word, in the right place and are in the word, or aren't in the word at all. You get 6 guesses, and there's one per day, and everybody gets the same word. It got insanely popular. The New York Times decided that it was time to die, so they bought it for quote low 7 figures. They're never gonna make that money back.
No.
Mm-hmm. They also
Like
their opening statement implied temporarily you will be able to play it for free.
They're gonna stick it behind their New York Times game subscription, which is a separate thing from like an article subscription that costs like $3 to $5 a month. I forget exactly how much, but it's like ain't nobody gonna do that. They're gonna go to one of the knockoffs and that's it for you.
I mean, you can even just go save that webpage.
Yeah.
And they'll have 2,000 days worth of words.
Yeah, I think it was 2,200. The first 2,200 days of words were already predetermined.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they'll take it. They'll probably make him take it down.
Well, no, you just download it.
Yeah, because they would literally have to take down the site.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're boned.
Yeah.
It's like-
This news like sucked to me. Where I'm like, God damn it.
I don't know. This guy gets a huge payout, and
I know, good for him.
Yeah, and the community loses nothing. If they really care, they can just play it like I just said.
Well, yeah, but it's also like a community thing.
Yeah, the
which is
community
being destroyed
aspect.
because it was like, I understand why the New York Times bought it, because 20 plus years ago, the New York Times crossword was like a thing.
Yes.
Like everybody got the same thing. People talked about the New York Times crossword. And they're like, well, this is like the same thing. So we don't understand that the format we provide content in can no longer achieve that in the modern internet. So now we smash with rock. Unga.
See, that's kind of funny because I never thought about it like, yeah, the crossword from the New York Times used to be an important thing. And I'm like, is that why it's written into every cartoon ever?
Yeah.
And this also feels like it's one of those fads that would have gone away in the next 6 months anyway. Like, I don't think next year at this
probably.
time that anybody would still be talking about Wordle.
I think it's going to end up being the Pokemon Go situation where it's a huge hit and then 12% of people stick around
Right.
forever,
Yeah.
which is fine. That's cool. And those people get the next 8 years by going to that web zone right now.
I think in the state of like perpetual pandemic, it's even more likely because it's like an anchor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's like it's almost to put it like extremely cynically and soul crushingly, it's like marking the cell wall.
Yes.
It
gotta be kidding.
kind of is. It was like this nice routine that I started to get into to add some like normalcy and also the community aspect of it. Because sure, if I could download it and play it whenever, it's like sure, but I'm also it's on the same level as
it's about like I see it and I'm like, oh, the new Wordle's up, I need to go do it. And then it's like, oh, let me think of some insane connection between the word that I can post an image accompanying my Wordle result that nobody will ever figure out unless they've already solved it.
Yeah, I like it. I like Sudoku, but I'm not gonna like go out and just do a random one in the same way I do like a random.
Like how KZ posted a picture of Randall Weems from Recess when the word was moist. And was like, if anybody can figure that out, they earned their win.
See, I was just sitting here the day that it was moist, which I was going to bring up already. So it's funny you brought up the same one.
Yep.
Dr. O, as a Dr. Orochi on Twitch went live. And I looked at it, went to Twitter, saw the Wordle was up, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to do. What do you mean the word is moist? Fucking Dr. O.
This is what killed me. I did that. Then 3 hours later, they're like, what's happening on Twitter? Trending things. Moist, all caps. 4,000 tweets. Jesus. Like, God damn it.
Some words have power.
Yes.
But
good on
when you download it, just to be clear to anyone who doesn't understand this, when you download it will just unlock on the same schedule.
Yeah, it unlocks the same schedule. As long as you're using a browser on your computer, it works identically.
Yeah, so definitely highly recommended to just download it just in case.
Yeah, you'll still have that button after you complete it to go post it to the internet, because that's how it's set up.
So that's cool. That we have a defense against them trying to do something stupid for 8 years.
There's literally zero chance someone won't just mirror it, or multiple people won't just mirror it.
Oh, yeah.
And the New York Times will be crying Wojak forever.
Yeah,
trying
this
to
shit's
shut
gonna
them
end up
down.
on Internet Archive the moment they try anything. Hell, it might already be there.
Before we move on, I tried Swordle. The
Pokemon one.
World. That is trash.
Okay, why is it trash?
It's just it gives you the information you need to find the Pokemon in such a like esoteric and nonsense way that it's not immediately communicated what it's trying to tell you.
What do you mean?
Okay, so to find the Pokemon, it gives you, okay, did you guess the right type? Did you guess the right size and the right weight? It's like, who memorized the size and weight of each Pokemon?
Well, it's
then a gen up and gen down.
Yeah, it does gen, whether you're above the gen, below the gen, or guessed it right. It does type 1 and type 2, whether you guessed it correct or guessed it incorrect. Then it does size and weight. And you get like 8 guesses because, Jesus, there are a lot of Pokemon.
Yeah, it's just...
I just didn't like it because it was like, it's higher than 5th gen in a fighting type. And I'm like, I didn't memorize any. Sorry. I'm not going to look it up. That's cheating.
Yeah, there's so many.
It's probably the crab.
Like, there's no way to... Yeah, it just doesn't feel good.
Yeah, because once again, like the natural end game you head towards is, I either know what that Pokemon is or I don't, and I'm not about to look it up.
Right.
Yeah. Not as natural as Wordle. But yeah, good for Wordle.
Yes.
The creator of Wordle.
Yeah,
for getting-
Wordle, what a
Wordle.
fucking
Wordle. For making millions.
Oh yeah.
Good for them.
at least a million.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Could you imagine? Could you imagine you just made a game based on the fact people say your name weirdly? And then it blows up and becomes one of the most popular games in the world, and then you get $1 million. Like, is this real?
All they had to do was just have a thing that popped up that immediately had the easiest share functionality ever.
Yeah. No, it's true.
It makes me think of the Angry Birds guy who apparently that drove him mad.
You mean Flappy Bird?
Flappy Bird.
Flappy Bird.
Oh
Sorry.
yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
I was like, I didn't know about the Angry Birds. I thought they engineered that, and they did, by the way.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, Flappy Bird guy went insane.
Yep.
Seems like he owed people money.
But he refused to monetize the game at all.
Yeah.
Go on eBay, spend $2,400 for this phone with the game installed on it.
Hell yeah.
This is huge.
Okay.
To me at least. World of Warcraft is getting cross-faction dungeons, raids, and PvP. That is something that they had been resisting for all of Warcraft. Not just World of Warcraft, but all of Warcraft. This means if you are Alliance, soon you will be able to do dungeons, raids, and PvP with Horde.
Yeah, I figured they already made this jump. I just thought that
No,
would have happened.
they had never made this jump. They have never made this jump. And the reason they're making this jump now is because they ain't got no players left.
Yeah, I was about to ask, is this because the population's getting smaller?
The population is not only way smaller. By some estimates, it's as low as 800,000.
Holy shit.
Fucking
Whoa.
what? Like I know
don't-
dunking on WoW's a thing, but I was like, surely there's like 3 or 4 million players.
Yeah,
or
I
something.
assume
They
that
have
too.
they
Still
have
WoW.
more. I think they have something like 2 million subs, but Warcraft is insane because the same person can have multiple accounts.
Oh,
Some
man.
do because there's shit. There's like reasons to do that.
Yeah, this is surreal.
And not only that, my understanding is that the Final Fantasy 14 Exodus hit the Alliance way harder than the Horde.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense.
People who want to make a pretty character, yeah, they don't want to.
Because I have
Yeah.
a friend who got back into it recently, and I've been watching them play it, and it's like they go into the PvP tab because it has like matchmaking, and it's like if you're Alliance, you get more rewards if you do PvP because we can't do PvP without an Alliance side, and not enough people are queuing for PvP.
Yeah.
So you get more shit. Win or lose, you get more shit.
I mean, it makes sense that like people who are in the Horde would like making bog witches. Final Fantasy 14 doesn't have any bog witches.
Yeah, the best they have are burly furrymen.
Yeah, that's
Those
not,
aren't ugly
Yeah.
that's
enough.
not the
Yeah,
same.
yeah.
Sorry.
That's,
I'm
that's
serious.
literally
Yeah.
the closest they've got.
The equivalent to those in WoW are on the Alliance. Like the Alliance has the werewolf race.
Oh, okay.
So, damn man, I don't know.
Well, thank you. It was good to have an update.
It's like maybe. Oh, I said this on KZ's Dead Space stream, so I'll just say it here. Like almost every problem I've ever complained about World of Warcraft, they fixed. It seems like the only problem with it right now is just that Shadowlands sucks.
I mean,
It's like we went to the afterlife. What's here? All the same shit, but slightly different.
Yeah, everything you mentioned there was real bad.
yeah, it's that and the fact that that game's absolutely ancient.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yeah, here's hoping they're able to move the needle with their next expansion.
I really do think that one. I really do think that one of the things that's going to happen with this Microsoft acquisition, if it goes through, because we didn't put this on the FTC's actually the FTC woke up
Right?
Yes.
and is like, oh, we should look at this, and rolled out of bed and is like slowly crawling over towards them.
Yeah, and I normally wouldn't bring up anything fucking similar to this on the podcast, but apparently this is a part of a recent initiative, like in the last 2 months, maybe month and a half, that the Biden administration apparently is going to try to stop the consolidation of giant tech corporations.
Oh.
Apparently that's an initiative they're starting. So I guess that's why the FTC woke up.
Right? It's like,
And-
I guess some gears have to start moving again. They've been crusted over for the last 20 years.
Good luck. That car doesn't start anymore. You're going to need a new battery.
Yeah, fucking
Pretty much.
Satya Nadella of Microsoft put out a thing saying it's like it's not going to happen. They're not going to stop us because we'll only be number 3 after it happens. And then they're like, look how big gaming is by including all forms of video games ever.
Look at how big gaming is. Yeah, have you heard of Wordle?
Yeah, like the net is so large.
It's that fucked up fucking bullshit negotiation like in the 90s when they went after Diamond Distribution, who distributes all comic books in the entire United States, and there is no other option. They're like, we're not all books.
Oh, no.
And that's how they were permitted to exist.
Yeah.
You know, in a country this large, being a third should be something we shouldn't allow people to buy their way to. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's still really high.
You shouldn't be the third place market leader by the fact you bought up almost everyone beneath you. Whatever.
Yeah, you're in third place in the world. How about we limit it to the country you're operating in?
And finally, WayForward announced a new game. They announced the Kaiju beat 'em up Dawn of the Monster.
I don't think this is a new game, though. I'm pretty sure I announced, or we covered their announcing it 2 other times on the
but they
podcast.
didn't have a trailer. They didn't have a trailer.
No, we had a trailer last time. It was anime, though,
What's
I
this
think.
fucking new thing?
I don't know, but I saw this and it's been on Steam saying in early access for early 22 for a while.
Oh, it's a fucking early access.
I think we...
But it looks...
Or
it looks neat.
Maybe it isn't even doing early access. But yeah, I think we covered this 3 big things ago, maybe 5. I can't remember.
Yeah, it was a while now.
I don't know. It's all fucked up.
But yeah, weirdly enough,
It's all foggy.
weirdly enough,
18 acquisitions ago.
Yeah, God, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Jesus. But yeah, WayForward's the publisher and co-developer on it. But yeah, that game looks neat.
Yeah.
Dawn of the Monsters
Yeah.
for anyone who didn't quite hear it.
Hope they get Vert. Probably won't.
Probably won't. Probably.
Yeah.
But that's the news.
All right.
Me and Bob over the next week, we're keeping up with the Commodore because the Commodore's keeping up with us. Aside from that, maybe we got Oni working, maybe we didn't. Either way, I think Prototype is aggressively approaching if it didn't happen already. Kind of scary. That dude makes Cole look like he's not trying hard enough to be edgy.
Alice Mercer is the guy that the Division people assume everyone wearing a hoodie is.
And with that said, we move to Casey. What do you got going on?
This coming week, I should hopefully be doing a death stream of Dead Space 2. Want to finally get into that. And I will continue to hope and pray that that Square releases the Final Fantasy VI Pixel remaster and not put it directly on top of Elden Ring.
I'm sorry, man. That's where it is.
They said it's coming out in February, and I'm like, you're gonna fucking do it, and I'm gonna ignore you. And I'm gonna be so sad about it.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll be like in 2 weeks and just before.
Even if it's in that 10 range, I'd be fine with it. But we'll see. But that's all I got going on this week. Just more streams.
Okay, Phil, I have it on good authority that you're gonna meet the Seth. Is this correct?
I'd like to meet the Cess in a dark alley.
Oh no! For fun.
I won't say what kind of events will be occurring.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Big Think Dimension. If you would like to support us, head on over to www.patreon.com/gbpodcast, where you can get extra podcasts and early access to our anime podcast, Chugging Bleach and Mondo Cool. Head on over there and become a $5 backer or podlord today. This month's GigaBoots videos were brought to you by the continued support of our executive producers, such as Esme, E. Lee Broyles, Star Falcon, Spaceman Spiff, Red Blaze 27, Brendan O'Sullivan, Burning Pepsi Man, Adam Admar, Cooper Tank, and Virmvarm. Thank you very much to our executive producers, and also these gamers. If you want to support GigaBoots so we can continue the content crunch, then head on over to patreon.com/GigaBoots today.